What's going on, everybody? Kevin Fair here from the Chicago Video Gamers Club and CEO of I Play Games. And we are live tonight with DePaul Gaming League's Friday Night Fights. We're going to be hosting some Smash Brothers, as you guys can see in the lobby right above. And before we hop in, it looks like we got two guys, or at least we've got Matt sitting there, and then we've got one of the competitors. Let me let you guys know about our commentators tonight. I got Eminem, and I'm not talking about Candy. Matt and Mike, what's going on, guys?
Hi there.
Hey, good to see you. Good to see everybody, actually. I mean, this is second one we've hosted for fall quarter, second Smash Ultimate Tournament, so yeah, this is going to be really exciting. I'm looking forward to watching a lot of matches.
Yeah, I, for one, am looking forward to that because, of course, we got the new patch rolling about it. And, of course, one of the major highlights between this new patch is, of course, the rollout of Steve. I know this was kind of a very hot topic in between from the rollouts into right now, up to the build-up of this tournament.
Yeah, that's a great point. We just had the big 9.0 update. First one we've gotten since I believe it was June, right? The one that Min Min came with.
Yep, literally. Yep.
So it's been a few months, enough time for that meta to settle down, and now we've got a bunch of new changes. Not a ton of really big ones that I think came in came with the Min Min patch, but obviously Steve himself is one heck of an addition.
Yeah, I think he's made some waves. Yeah.
I was actually kind of very worried initially looking at Steve when he first rolled out because the guy has so many options in his kit. You have no idea. I mean, granted, I guess it's just the nature of Minecraft and they tried to port that over into Smash, but just the number of options that this guy has baffles me. How can they cram so many options into one character? Why would this character be competitively viable? And so I was pretty...
Yeah.
It was quite a surprise, too, even knowing that it was actually Steve of all people to get in this match. But there was, very otherworldly.
No, and while that is incredibly perfect for the Smash Brothers community, because all it really is another opportunity to complain about something new, I'm going to give you guys something that you don't have to complain anything about, and that is our DePaul Student Streamer highlight. This week, we are putting in Up Game 1997 in, and UPG, actually, funny enough, is going to be playing one of the games we'll be featuring in the next couple of weeks, which is League of Legends. While we're waiting for our guys to hop in, we'll let some of this gameplay play for just a little bit as we get ready to hop into our very first match of the night.
League of Legends. Now, that is actually a game I haven't touched in a long while. I think the last I touched of it was in end of 2019, where I remember... Really, the last time I remember having any involvement in League of Legends was back when Seth was still new.
Okay.
So I've been pretty out of touch with League of Legends for a long while, but I still had decent enough game knowledge to where I was on broadcast team for the school on the State Street Showdown in 2020.
Oh, nice. And, of course, that's getting ready to come up again, 2021, of course, with the virtual version, of course.
Yeah, speaking of the State Street Showdown, too, another thing, major thing that has changed was the integration of Robert Morris into Roosevelt University, and I think that was actually a very, very shocking change for me when I had first found that out, too. It's I was just messaging people really? Robert Morris actually folded into Roosevelt, and a surprise to be sure, but quite a welcome one.
Very true. And I mean, there's going to be a number of different games, I suppose that will be coming up. I hear some plans getting thrown out back and forth there. Shouts out to Sugar Gamers hopping on. This is exciting, and she has not watched League in a long time either. And hopefully we can change that with the DePaul Gaming League Friday nights. Thank you, Sugar Gamers, for coming through.
Welcome aboard to the stream.
Matt, so I know we've got a few things getting ready to come up as far as matches go. I know last time, let's take a look at the bracket. Last time we had a pretty good showing. Bobby Time was number one, correct?
Yep, Bobby Time ended up taking it in a pretty dominant fashion. Didn't drop any sets. Definitely didn't drop too many games on his road to the championship title. Definitely just pulled out just a really consistent, full-on assault with Pokemon Trainer, just using every single Pokemon to the best advantage in every matchup. And the other thing is, it's you know, a lot of us have like played with each other for quite a long time at this point. Like especially with Bobby time specifically, he's been at DePaul for a year now. Like he's a sophomore now, so he's had a lot of experience in these matchups as well. So that's just the trick. You know, it's like with every new tournament, it's just more matchup knowledge that goes in. So
true.
It becomes harder and harder to stop as long as you apply that knowledge correctly.
Now, our first match that we're going to catch is going to be Cap 3 versus Les. Do either of you guys know those players?
Yeah, I've watched both of them play quite a while. Les has been a pretty much like a DePaul Smash veteran at this point. He's been playing since the Smash 4 days, and you know, he's always had like he's played with a few characters, but at the end of the day, he's always been like a Sonic like devoted main. So Sonic, obviously, like a very, very strong character, especially in the Wi-Fi metagame. If you've ever paid attention to the
Wi-Fi Sonic.
What's that?
Wi-Fi Sonic honestly prefers, like, I think it's just a byproduct of Wi-Fi preferring very technical characters and stuff like that. So it's kind of that.
No, Matt, it's really funny hearing.
It's kind of a general blanket that latency offers you. Really?
No, very true. Yep. No, and I was going to say, we just had a league match yesterday where people were saying, here's the tier list in real life, and here's the tier list on Wi-Fi.
Two different worlds, you know?
No, and it's funny, Matt, to hear you say someone is a Smash veteran coming from the Smash 4 days. As the resident millennial here, I can always walk up with my cane and say, well, I was there the day that Smash Brothers was at Blockbuster Rental. So, you know.
Oh, my goodness.
Those are the good old days, you know.
No, that used to make a great weekend. Exactly, that made a really great. You know, you didn't have to worry about the online in that particular game. That made a really great weekend. You went to in a row. You went to Blockbuster to pick up your rental of Smash Brothers on Nintendo 64, and then you went right next door to either Domino's or Pizza Hut, and you pretty much was settled for the weekend. There wasn't much else you were going to do.
Those were very wholesome back then. Times were very wholesome, really, back then.
Yeah, I definitely remember going to Blockbuster a few times as a kid before it ended up closing down. Definitely, it's definitely a great time.
I mean, Blockbuster really is a kind of a glimpse of that old video game culture too. Like I remember the statements in the Smash documentary, like I remember it was back then, I guess I would have been Best Buy I would have been looking at, and then just be waiting in line, picking up my copy for Smash Melee. But very wholesome time back then, honestly.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of tier lists, don't you think the prevalence of the and the disparity between the online versus the in-person meta is the one reason why the Smash Backroom has not produced an official tier list after all this time? Because the Smash Backroom, they're normally pretty prevalent in terms of the tier lists, and they have been historic when it came to Brawl and Melee back in the tier list days when they were the only trusted source for tier lists. And then it took a while for them to get Smash 4, but then I guess at Ultimate, it doesn't look like they'd be keeping that practice going.
True.
Yeah, Smash Backroom definitely a piece of history there, for sure. Not something you see too much anymore, but definitely a bigger name back in the old days. And as far as this match goes, by the way, Les is going to have to be sent to losers, unfortunately. He seems to be a no-show, at least for now. We'll wait to see if he shows up later, but he'll have to dig on through the losers bracket in that case.
Okay.
So we are going to do, however, since a couple matches have already gone through, we are going to do Cap 3's next match, which is going to be against Skull Kid.
Gotcha. Okay. So
we were just talking about Les and being a devoted Sonic player. Cap 3 at this point is a devoted Luigi player. So we're going to be seeing a lot of green hats in here, but we're also going to be seeing a little bit of a red hat, most likely, because Skull Kid is definitely
Skull Kid is talented.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's the premier DePaul Ness player. Definitely one of the premier DePaul players in general. He just landed a spot on our varsity team, and as we regularly compete again in the EGF series. And he's just always had a very rigid play style.
I remembered seeing a lot of Skull Kid's Ness in the days back then, back when we still had in-person tournaments. And what I do love, I mean, granted, Ness is a character very, very flashy with the double jumps as well, but a lot of what Ness is doing is like Ness is definitely one of those very balanced physical / special attackers with the PK comboing into his regular bat as well. Combo as well. And
Yeah, that's a
seemingly
great
Poké
point.
Stadium too. This I believe would be a very, very favorable stage for Ness, thanks again to the floaty double jump as to the double jumps, but we'll just have to wait and see what this matchup entails.
Yeah, something really interesting about this matchup. You mentioned that like the PK Fire from Ness is super good for setups, as we see right here. But see, that's the interesting thing. Luigi has a number of tools to get out of it. He has
Tornado.
he has the Tornado, which is frame 1 invincible in the air. So if he gets caught by that PK Fire, he can just break right out of it, start spinning. You see, there it is again. It's just
There
a
it is again, the PK Fire. The
Yep,
counter
right
setup
there.
into the PK Fire.
Yep, right out of it. Now this is obviously
Ooh,
where it's going to be a little tricky. That yo-yo is so scary on the ledge.
Yeah.
Definitely very threatening. But Cap 3, Luigi, doesn't seem to be too phased by it. He's just kind of like muscles right through it with that upbeat. Doesn't get bugged at all.
The yo-yo hitbox is persistent too, right?
Yes, it stays out there no matter how long you charge it. It's just a matter of whether or not your upbeat can actually go through it or not.
Yep.
There it is, the Psychic Yeet, taking out Cap 3's first stock there, as he looks to retaliate pretty quickly. Skull Kid at a pretty bruised 140% right here.
This is going to be a relatively quick retaliation, given the availability of counter options. You do have the Poltergust Tether, but again, the PK Fire counter setup deep with Luigi's down special can heavily tilt the matchup against what Ness has to do basically in order to maintain control in this matchup is just ensure that he can effectively poke from a safe distance despite his high percentage. And there's the counter setup again. That finishes off Ness's first stock.
Yep, just as you said, it was a matter of finding those safe pokes, but Skull Kid's not going to find it. He goes for the PK Fire, and he gets punished for getting a little too close there. Although the percentage definitely still in Skull Kid's favor, even though the stock counts are even. Skull Kid, especially now that he has Luigi off stage, it's dangerous.
That is a very dangerous setup right now, and it's actually very fortunate too with the up special. The up special actually does give a very generous distance.
It does, especially when you combine it. You mean like Luigi's or Ness's?
Luigi's.
Yeah, Luigi's, especially when you combine it with a jump, you can get some pretty
His
respectable
jump's very
vertical.
floaty too. He's
Yep.
one of the floatiest jumps out there.
Yeah, exactly. There it is. There's the yo-yo, walking the dog. Taking that second stock from the Cap 3. You see the Tornado there, also being used to break out of throw combos. I think that's what definitely one of the best uses for that down B is a combo breaker, getting out of those confirms, those combo starters.
There's a side special out of Tether.
Something interesting here is we aren't seeing Cap 3 get those opportunities to go for those insane down throw combos with Luigi. Like pretty much his claim to fame in this game. Alright, that dash attack. Definitely good at just catching landings with characters that don't have big hitboxes like Ness, or at least big disjointed hitboxes.
That was quite the side special too.
Yeah, he went all the way under right there.
Yep. And the spike with his down air.
Oh, let's take a look at the replay on that one, guys.
Yeah, let's take a
Ladies
look.
and gentlemen, that was... I think what happened here too was that out of the side special, the way that Luigi ended up recovering from that side special, right over there, and gave a perfect opportunity from Ness to just set up, and then with the down air, manages to take him off stage.
Yep, pretty interestingly too, that downer, one of the buffs that came with 9.0 with the Steve patch, Ness's downer actually got 2 frames faster on startup, so
Wow,
right
okay.
there, right away we see Skull Kid making really good use of that change to his character. So going into game 2, I don't think we're going to be seeing any character switches, because again, these two are definitely loyalists to their mains. Skull Kid we've seen play a little bit of Palutena. Cap 3, we might have seen a Mario come out every blue moon, but again, that emphasis on the every blue moon, because that's not something we see very often. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's just a Sage swap that we saw Cap 3 go out for. Yup, and it's going to be the same characters. Tried and true matchup, gotta say.
It's a very tried and true matchup. I mean,
As far as the stage that we go to, I think that also is going to say quite a bit. We're going to go to Kalos Pokemon League. I like this for Luigi. But also, I feel like this is not a bad stage for Ness, in all honesty.
This is definitely not a bad stage for Ness. I mean, for reasons with the PK fires, you're able to punt. But granted, with Luigi favoring low-rising recoveries, you can more easily. There's not that big of an opportunity for a Ness to edge guard right off the stage, and since from those side platforms you can take some air game out of there, but then Luigi would prefer to remain low for his recovery. It's not that quick. It's not that simple a setup to kind of get that edge guard rolling.
Yeah, very, very true. I think the other thing here is that because it is a walled stage, there's actually a quick technique that Ness can do, where if you use your PK Thunder recovery into the stage, you can bounce off of it and get another PK Thunder. So it gives you just that little bit extra distance in case you need it, in case you lose your jump as Ness.
Yeah. That's actually... I mean, for a character whose recovery is very, very notorious, that's definitely the benefit.
Yeah, to say the least, notorious, right?
Right off the bat.
Ooh. Wow, that doesn't end up taking the KO.
And even then, he's holding on very formidably to his first stock.
Yeah, absolutely. Skull Kid just does not want to let this go. Excellent DI on that tornado earlier, and now he gets Cap 3 off stage. This could be a big opportunity for damage. There's the PK Fire. 50%
Trying for the down air setups.
Ooh. Oh,
that was an interesting PK Thunder too.
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely interesting. I definitely feel like the intention was to like try to catch him off
guard. And the down air spike. On guard,
down.
the down air spike.
Yeah. All right, Cap 3's got to make this happen. Luigi is absolutely a comeback character. That's exactly how you get it started. That up smash to cover the standard getup. Now you just got to get a couple of quick combos, maybe an edge guard or two, and this could very easily be a close match. This is not out of the picture quite yet. Luigi, we've seen this character kill people probably quicker than almost any other character, so just matter of seeing how it pans out.
The rapid damage with his tornado, which you were seeing right now, and the dash attack.
All right, Cap 3's looking pretty good so far. All the momentum is on his side right now. Oh, and just as I say it. All right, that's tough. Oh, he clashes with the PK Thunder. That's an interesting thing.
Thunder. That's actually a very interesting hitbox interaction there.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Ooh, there's the grab. That was big. I just got to make it count.
And the back throw.
Back throw. He stales it, but it doesn't seem to matter. He's looking, especially at this percent, I don't think stealing the back throw is going to matter that much, especially with that yo-yo.
Nice. But the down air again once more. Skull Kid takes it over Cap 3.
What a setup! What a quick adaptation there from Skull Kid. He was looking for that yo-yo ledge trap to finish up the stock, but as it turns out, Cap 3 gets kind of stuck into the stage with that side B, and Skull Kid, he takes advantage of the situation. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. Runs off, goes for the downer, gets the stock, and gets the 2-0 victory.
This interesting setup right here with Luigi getting stuck by the side B. Very, very, very large window for Ness to just go in and set up the easy down air.
Yep, absolutely.
So with that, we've got a 2-0 victory for Skull Kid, if I'm not correct. And we'll be moving on to the next match. Let's take a look at the bracket really quickly. Matt, let me know, man, who's coming up next?
Next up, we're going to be heading up to the top of the bracket, and we're going to be seeing Adam versus Bobby time.
Adam versus Bobby time? Oh, nice. This ought to be a pretty good one.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely one of the most interesting. This is definitely one of the more interesting matchups to watch as far as like a player perspective goes, because Adam is once again like a big like veteran from like the early Smash 4 days all the way until today, has been active in the scene, and whereas Bobby, as I mentioned, only really joined the scene for the DePaul Smash scene last year. So this is very much like an old blood versus new blood sort of battle.
Guard versus new blood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always very fun to watch these old guard versus new blood scenarios, especially when it comes to like very disparate matchups.
Yeah, this is definitely an interesting character matchup as well. Bobby Time, known for that trademark Pokemon trainer by this point, whereas Adam is known for a very combo heavy, a very hard hitting like Peach play. So we're definitely going to see a lot of those turnip conversions, a lot of those float cancels into nairs. There's so much damage that can come out from Adam if you just give him the opportunity. And that's matched together with a really intense level of patience, which is something that I think just makes it that much scarier that, he's just dancing around, waiting for you to make a mistake.
Dances with turnips, basically. I mean, largely, it's what Peach entails is just huge patience. You've got the floatiness and basically the protection employed by that floatiness, and a lot of it really, especially when it comes to the turnips as well, it's a very good zoning tool against a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah, absolutely. This turnip's such a devastating tool, especially when your opponent's off stage. And I want to say that like all of the Pokemon here are vulnerable to it in some way. Charizard's a big body, even though his recovery is technically the best.
Bobby time starting with Ivysaur this time around, though.
Yeah, I gotta say this is probably a smart play. Like having that little extra range, so you don't have to interact and like roll the dice, kind of like with trading with Peach's hitboxes. I like this idea a lot.
Ivysaur has a generous amount of poke. I can definitely see the very good decision. Go poke against poke. Charizard, you're really a very bulky fighter, naturally slow, and really not the best tool to be dealing with someone with such a very glass cannon poke type character.
Yeah.
So basically, in this matchup here, you've got Ivysaur and versus Peach. This is basically just a fire versus fire sort of scenario.
Yeah, in every way except the Pokemon types, it really is like a fire versus fire scenario. A lot of just like what appears to be like passive play at a glance, but definitely is a little bit more aggressive when you think about it, because you see that Bobby is like constantly on the assault here. He's using the Razor Leafs not to keep Peach away, but to like find different avenues to get in.
Yep.
Whereas Adam just hits back with those like gnarly hitboxes that Peach can throw out in combo starters.
Those hitboxes are very gnarly, I can say that much.
Yeah. All right, Bobby off stage. This is where Peach's turnips can get so threatening, especially against the tether recovery and that forward air. Clocks him.
I do kind of have to think that Ivysaur does have the weakest link in terms of its recovery, because of course the only thing you kind of have in terms of any option to get back on stage is the tether offered by his up special. You've got with Squirtle at least, his up special is basically just waterfall, which does offer the rise, and then Charizard with Fly, it's just a generic up special that basically anyone can handle, more or less Firefox to a lesser extent.
Yeah, plus it has the armor as well, which makes it a little bit easier to make it back on stage.
Super armor.
Ooh, we see Bobby starting to make a bit of a comeback here. He was trailing a little bit in percent towards the end, but he gets that stock, and he's just riding this momentum. Look at that, 87 on the board against Adam already. Wow, that hit him under the ledge. That forward smash is such a deceiving hitbox coming out there. Being able to take that stock, and Bobby just clutches the lead away. So now we're going to try and probably see Bobby try to hold momentum a little bit. It seems that like the stream appears to be frozen on my end. Are you able to see anything?
I'm able to see something a lot. It's like right now we've got Bobby Time still doing the Razor Leaf zoning as well, but Peach with the turnips. Yeah. The floatiness of Peach, well.
Yeah, that float that Peach can pull out, it's such a good technique if you space it right for baiting out certain moves, because you can turn around very, very quickly with it.
This is the forward smash as well Ivysaur did. But what I've started to like too is the floatiness of Peach with that down air. Again, the rapid flurry of kicks.
Yeah, that down air, such a great like pressure tool and combo starter coming from Peach. Sets up for those forward airs, stage control. Just kind of snipes people when you think that they can hit you with a ground poke, and you just float right in and give them the tippy toes.
You notice that he switches to Charizard too, and earlier I was about to say that Ivysaur did manage to get a potential killing attack. Charizard does it right now, but the first one earlier, there was a very good DI from Peach to keep the match going.
Very nice, very nice. All right, yeah, it looks like it's going to be Bobby time.
Will take game one.
Yeah, clutching away the first victory. All right, I'm going to try and leave this call really quickly and then head back in, because the screen share seems to be
frozen for you. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
It's a...
So Matt will be back with us in just a second. It looks like we are now 1-0, 1-0 Bobby Times Way, who was once again the returning champion from the last time that we hosted something, which gives me a really good opportunity to hit back and show you guys really quickly. If you guys are interested in doing more with the DePaul Esports and DePaul Gaming League, make sure to visit us at resources.depaul.edu/esports. And we've actually got this as a part of an 8-week tournament series that we've been running amongst a number of different games. And funny enough, Matt coming back just in time for this match to get started. Let's hop into the action.
Looks like I've got some good timing here.
Going back into Poke Stadium 2, which I do think it's really, really safe for both of these characters too, because of the spacing of the secondary platforms, unlike stages like Small Battlefield and, I mean, it's kind of antiquated in the scene right now, but even Poke Stadium 1.
Yeah, I think that brings up a good point. It's like, even though Small Battlefield, definitely the one that people have been playing on more lately, Small Battlefield and Pokemon Stadium 2, they have the same platform layout. They still have those subtle differences that can really affect matchups like this. It gives characters like Peach more room to go for their baits with float or like combos. It gives Ivysaur a little bit more room to play with. It's something you have to consider when you're picking the stage.
Yes, absolutely. It's kind of a tangent here too, but even in the Melee days, back of course on Pokemon Stadium 1, you had the instances where Marth could just up tilt you from the lower level. You could just up tilt anyone grounded on those upper platforms from directly below you from the lower level. So just the hitbox spacing, and that definitely plays into a factor.
Yeah, absolutely.
The platform elevation here is a tad higher on Poke Stadium 2 than Poke Stadium 1 or Small Battlefield, which does offer a bit more leniency for characters with such hitboxes to be able to survive such scenarios like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially a character like Ivysaur, you can use these platforms to go for those conversions using like a combination of the down air spike and the up air finisher right off the bat, just because the platforms are a little bit higher and it gives you a little bit more breathing room, like you said, to be a little safer if you're not getting hit. But I don't think any platform's going to save you from that side B right there coming from Adam.
First suck. Yeah, that was a nice Peach Bomber too. But yeah. Adam is in a precarious position, of course, largely thanks to the Ivysaur scenario, and the up throw from Charizard will equalize the stocks.
Yep, Seismic Toss. Just as powerful as it is in the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame that the games aren't as powerful with Seismic Toss, I'm going to say that much.
Yeah, the set damage, a lot less exciting.
Flat damage equal the level.
Yeah.
I gotta be frankly honest, I taught my Blastoise in Fire Red Seismic Toss without even knowing what the heck it did. And I gotta regret.
But it was super effective.
It was the stupidest decisions of my life when it came to playing Fire Red back when I was hold on, I think I was 7 or 8 back then.
I mean, we all make those rookie mistakes. That's how you gotta learn,
Fire Red was my first game, to be honest.
Funny enough, Adam up a stock at this point.
Yeah, speaking of learning, it seems that Adam has seemed to learn this matchup quite a bit, taking the early lead before losing that stock in a little bit of an awkward fashion. And Bobby Time is just capitalizing this as hard as he possibly can. Looking to try and maximize the damage, possibly get all the stage control, and then get the stock. Loses it for a second, but then Nair just brings it right back into his favor.
Yeah. Again, it's largely... I do think the air game of both of these characters too is
in whose favor do you think it is, Mike?
I do think that it's largely within Ivysaur's favor. Even then, I think in this matchup in general is heavily weighted toward Ivysaur, accounting for all of the things. But then, of course, trying to anticipate these switches to Charizard as well, and then the adaptability that would be necessary for a character like Pokemon Trainer versus Peach. And just like that, Bobby Time takes game 2.
Yeah, that monstrous hitbox coming from Charizard's up smash, just taking that stock, reaching all the way out right to where Adam tried to. It looked like he tried to kind of overextend and maybe overshoot a little bit with that forward air. It doesn't matter. Those wings are sharp and they reach far. It's going to be Bobby Time taking it 2-0 over Adam in definitely a very exciting set. We saw a lot of interesting things from both players, so. Even though it was 2-0, there's a lot more to the set than just the score.
Yep. Bobby Time takes it over. Bobby Time takes it over Adam once again.
All right, so that puts Bobby Time in winners round number 3 right now. Let's zoom out and see if we can catch back up to where we are. You guys just got done watching Bobby Time take a very nice 2-0 but very closely fought for victory over Adam, which once again punches him into winners round number 3. Skull Kid and Cap 3 was the match we previously watched just a moment ago, and it looks like there we go. We've got the results over on that side. Skull Kid is going to be facing off Luigi's Mansion. I'm assuming for the Nintendo GameCube is his full name. After getting after getting the win against Fochizal 101.
I really have to throw like one aside glance to that gamer tag too. It's just gonna make it so cumbersome for the commentators to just repeat that game tag. Luigi's Mansion.
For the Nintendo GameCube, you've got to say the whole thing every single time. So, no bias here, but we hope that he loses so that we don't have to say that. I'm just kidding. We're not hoping that anybody loses on that one. All right, Matt.
We've got nothing personal, okay? We'll just
Not at all. So, Matt, what are we looking at for next match-wise?
As a matter of fact, we are going to have Mr. GameCube here going up against Skull Kid for our next match.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Nice.
Hey, Carl.
Granted, I've only played Dark Moon, so I'm very unfamiliar with Luigi's Mansion as a franchise.
Oh, that's fine. I could come up with the puns where necessary. I'll sneak them in. If you can notice them, then props to you.
Okay.
So in any case, to ruin the magic a little bit, this Luigi's Mansion individual is an alternate name for another one of our veteran players, Schwa. Schwa was actually recently appointed as the captain of our junior varsity team. So definitely a player that's shown a lot of knowledge and experience in tournament competition, and has definitely been on the grind lately. Probably more than we've seen from him in this entire game's lifespan. So it's very exciting to watch how his gameplay has sort of evolved as time has gone on. How he's learned to adapt to new different characters and play styles and players that have come in. So this is definitely going to be interesting because, again, Skull Kid is a member of that new blood, that new faction that just joined the DePaul Smash scene just last year. So this is definitely going to be another interesting match. I could see this going a multitude of different ways, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah.
Mike, have you seen either of these guys play before?
Oh, I've seen Schwab play before, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's definitely a lot of things. I mean, granted, he is, of course, one of the main board members, so I've seen him all over.
Okay.
Yep. That's another good point. Schwa has been a board member for quite some time right now. Previously known particularly well for his extensive ability putting together statistics for not just our tournaments, but as a matter of fact, across the greater Chicagoland Smash Ultimate scene, putting together a lot of tournament data to come up with different seeding results, helping a lot with a lot of different power rankings, and has definitely helped out with tournament organization here as well. At just as far as the local DePaul stuff goes.
Very nice.
So he's definitely been active in the scene one way or another, whether he's grinding the game out or he's trying to help out the scene through his statistics or through tournament organization. Schwa is pretty much everywhere, even if he goes by different names every now and then.
The guy is omnipresent as much as he's definitely a major figure within the scene at DePaul, but then to be that involved with the scene at Chicagoland is probably a benefit. It's probably a benefit that would be, it's a gift to the entire scene.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty well put, Mike. I mean, when you have a person like that who I think part of what you realize is that not only is their knowledge trustworthy, but there's also a level of effort that goes into it. And it's really great to hear, especially for students who, are able to look at the industry of esports and look at all of these different ways in which you can become professionally involved. It's pretty inspiring.
Incineroar versus Ness, and we're once again starting on Pokemon Stadium 2. I honestly do think that this match, I was about to say, was going to be favored heavily toward Incineroar 2, given the bruiser nature of that character. But then again, you've seen right off the bat, 100% on Incineroar, thanks to basically largely again the PK combos and setups that Ness offers.
Yeah, that lack of mobility just is it could be such a hindrance towards Incineroar in a lot of situations, but the interesting thing about him is that intense clutch factor that he has. That command grab, especially with the power boost after getting the revenge like counter boost, is no joke. That could do up to like 80% damage I've seen before. And get the KO as early as like 20. So not a character you should sleep on regardless of the matchup.
Yeah. Lack of mobility on Incineroar's part, especially, of course, given against a fast character, you definitely need that mobility to be able to escape setups like these rapid setups that just go these back-to-backs. And, yeah.
Absolutely, but Skull Kid is just doing an excellent job just not being afraid of this Luigi's Mansion trickery right here, of just the raw fear that Incineroar can exhibit. See right there, he's getting those PK fires. He just goes right for the punish. He doesn't even get worried about like the that down B counter like revenge stacking that Incineroar is capable of.
Yep.
Interesting back air right there. I would assume going for a little bit of a combo extension.
That was a nice landed PK fire too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right,
I
there's
like
the
forward air spacing here going on as well.
Ooh.
And he misses the down air spike too, but then he gets punished from trying to set up the PK Thunder to get back on the stage.
Yeah, just kicks him right in the face, gets that stock with the revenge boost as well, but it looks like it's expired by now. It's definitely looking definitely looking a little bleak for Incineroar when you're off stage at around 110%.
I love his spacing though. I do love Skull Kid's spacing with his forward airs too. Misses the PK flash and gets the spike.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's gonna be a solid 2-stock victory. Very very quick victory for Skull Kid right there, taking game 1. Definitely like you said, the spacing. Yeah.
He didn't get the spike, but he landed the down air, and I do think that had a lot to do with Incineroar's downfall in this first game.
Yeah, I think so as well. That's a good point. It doesn't need the spike as long as you either just get the edge guard or you just get them off stage. That's really all you can ask for. Yep, right there. Just as you had mentioned. Doesn't even up B back to the stage. Just aired out, just right back up in style. Skull Kid, a very commanding game 1 there. Like you mentioned, that spacing was so big, especially with the forward airs. That's such a big help for a character like that's such a big help against a character like Incineroar that has these really long limbs and just has like armor and all these different moves. Being able to get that proper spacing and knowing when to swing at your opponent, big help in this matchup. Definitely the key to success here.
Yep.
Cool, and while we've got a quick break, these guys are getting set. Just a reminder to everybody, real quick, DePaul is participating in Gamers.vote. Be sure to check it out there at Gamers.vote. And we are getting ready to hop back into the full action right as we're getting started.
We got a character switch by Toon Link too, and I do think that this would definitely help. This would definitely help Luigi's Mansion's favor.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion for the Nintendo GameCube, definitely known for playing quite a lot of Toon Link as well. This is a character that he's definitely got a little bit more experience in from the days competing in Smash 4. So a lot of the knowledge, a lot of that skill is translated here as well, even if Toon Link functions slightly differently. And right there we see a little bit of an unfortunate...
Yeah. There was an interesting gimp with the PK Thunder too, and I did see the up special recovery.
Yeah.
But that was a nice edge guard from Skull Kid overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a great sense of stage control right there. And yeah, Luigi's Mansion for the Nintendo GameCube definitely needs to just get a little bit more, I think, value a little bit more of that like runaway and then like punish the dash-ins with like maybe like a bomb or something as Toon like, ooh, or get something like that, never mind. That was pretty good. Good start, but that yo-yo is just always there. And the PK Thunder.
Yo-yo.
Tackles him with that.
That was a nice PK Thunder.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice is an understatement at that point. Definitely a great coverage right there. Knowing
able
that...
to get that set up too. That was...
Yeah, that's not easy to do.
Once in the blue moon type situations as well too, because I don't typically see PK Thunder being employed as a finisher, thanks to how cumbersome the controlling the projectile and guiding it into Ness it actually is.
Yeah, very good point. Very good point. So right now, Toon Link looking a little bruised with 100% on the last stock. Skull Kid looking very healthy with Ness right here. They're only around 60% with that with 2 stocks remaining, but
with the stock advantage too.
Well, as we say that, the stock is already gone, so the stocks are even. But yeah,
Stock's
that up
already
there.
gone, but hey, the damage is there already, and
Yep.
Skull Kid takes it over Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah. Skull Kid taking that set 2-0. Definitely a very solid showing from Skull Kid. He was just on the dot the entire way through, just knowing exactly when to get those punishes, exactly when to like space properly. We could see right here, even though he starts to lose momentum here, loses stage control, and kind of falters somehow there off stage, does not even matter. He just waits for Schwa to like overextend, hits him with the up air, and there's the game.
There's the game.
So that was definitely a really, really great showing from Skull Kid. Got to see a few tricks from Luigi's Mansion for the Nintendo GameCube. Definitely showing that, you know, as a player, he's very, very capable of hitting. He's very, very capable of riding the momentum as soon as he gets it. It's just that, you know, against a player as like solid as Skull Kid, that's just that could be such a tough task depending on how you approach the matchup.
Very true.
Honestly, too, you know what? While we're on the subject of Ness, so I can stop flaunting my Mother 1 novel copy right now, I'm just gonna mention that right then and there.
You have like the original copy for the Famicom?
No, the novel.
Oh, the novel.
novel.
Okay, all right, cool.
I don't have a Famicom, nor do I have the hardware nor do I have the capability to maintain a Japanese Famicom. But yeah, I just flaunted a Mother 1. I just flaunt a copy of the Mother 1 novel.
That's pretty cool. I've always been a fan of the art of those games, like how it's all like clay kind of looking.
Oh,
always
I
thought that
love
was
the
really
art
neat.
style that they use to promote the Mother games.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's unique, and it's like the models themselves, like they're obviously not low quality, but they look very like lightheartedly designed. Like they clearly weren't meant to be like super like in-depth characters. But I think it just adds to the charm even more. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Cool.
So as for our next match here, it seems like we're honestly almost finished up with winners bracket right here. We just got Bobby Time and Ikaro playing right now for winner semis, and the winner of them will obviously be playing Skull Kid in winners finals. In the losers bracket, it seems like we're a little bit further behind. I know we had some people that showed up a little bit later, and as from what I can understand, we might be doing the winner of Cookie and Les and the winner of Adam and Wumberin playing next.
Also, you think that one's probably closer to getting finished?
I want to say so, at least. Yeah.
Okay.
Just because I see them talking about the set in Discord, so I'm going to assume that at least something is finished up here by now.
Okay. Cool deal. And while we've got a free break, let's once again check back in with our DePaul student streamer highlight coming up now. Up game 1997, getting a match in of League of Legends. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but I think, does he play for the DePaul League of Legends team?
What's the player's tag again?
Up game 1997.
I'm not familiar with the Twitch username here, but it's possible that there are summoner name I would recognize, which I can't really see right now.
Oh, that's a good point.
So.
Yeah, no, it's actually pretty difficult to see from here.
Yeah, I can't identify him based on Twitch tag alone.
It
I would
absolutely a great chance that they are on like at least one of our League of Legends teams. Our League of Legends.
They're running in-houses right now. Our League of Legends team is running in-houses right now too. The League of Legends club is.
The community for League of Legends is just absolutely massive at DePaul. We have so many players of so many different like skill levels. Like, you know, we have like the standard like varsity team, but we have so many different academy teams, and we have the junior varsity team as well. So I would be willing to guarantee that even if this player is not a varsity player, again, I wouldn't know for sure. I can almost guarantee you that they're competing in some way, shape, or form for the DePaul League of Legends group.
He's got a nice Jin, admittedly. I actually like Jin as a character too, because of course, while we're on the subject of League of Legends, I mean, when it comes to Jin, you've got the 4-shot gimmick as well. That was actually a very interesting trap by that Vigar right there.
I already started to commentate
League of Legends
instead of Smash tonight, huh?
Deadly Flourish coming in right off of Jin. Sorry, my League of Legends instincts have been gone.
I mean,
all good, man.
shooters shoot, commentators commentate, man.
We just gotta find some time to do on filler too. We just got like, yeah. But honestly, the Jin versus Draven matchup, what I would have to watch out for is, of course, the Draven where Draven's axes end up. You do, of course, got from Jin Deadly Flourish and the bouncing grenade damage that can possibly tag another ADC or support. But again, it's largely a matter of how effective Jin can poke and. Yeah, it's largely a matter on how Jin can poke with the Deadly Flourish, like with the 4th shot, and then being able to set up the Deadly Flourish stun, just as you saw right there.
Okay.
The knockback from Draven's abilities right there.
Funny enough, we got a line from Stevie Wonders 46 letting us know that Upgame 1997 is also on the Siege team too. So it seems like he is on the League of Legends team and is also on the Rainbow Six Siege team as well. And for anybody that's viewing at home, we are always making sure to do the DePaul Student Streamer highlight. If you guys are interested in having your clips highlighted, be sure to tweet literally at DePaul Esports on Twitter with your handle and your selected clip, and you may be featured in the next coming episodes of the DePaul Gaming Leagues. I guess we've got a few more weeks. I feel like it's crazy, Matt. We've only been doing this for a short period of time, but we got a few more weeks left before you guys go on holiday break, if I'm not correct, right?
Yeah, we go on holiday break the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
Michael, you didn't forget that. You had that information on call.
It's always pattern. By now, I should be used to it. I mean, it's my senior year here, so naturally, I'm trying to just make the most of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way of putting it. When it's your senior year, you got to try and be ahead of the game. Make sure you know exactly what's going to be up ahead, so you know, like you said, to make the most of it. I think you said.
What year are you, by the way?
I'm actually in my first year of my graduate program here at DePaul University. So I finished up my undergraduate degree. I'm back here for a new graduate program in community psychology, a fresh one that just actually started up this year. So it's been pretty exciting. Been a good time.
Yeah. I came in here as a transfer student too, so that's naturally been a very different ecosystem to get used to as well, being a transfer student and coming in basically just not as a freshman.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. Like, especially when you're coming, like when you're already so used to that one that one kind of experience from like your first year, and then that's instantly just so different. Yeah, that could definitely catch a lot of people off guard.
Community college was actually, it was definitely worth it in the long run too. So did you get a lot of gen eds knocked out? But yes, honestly, it's just it's a very different lifestyle being a commuter transfer student.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine.
And honestly, this lifestyle too had been derailed from coronavirus happening as well.
Yeah, it's a good point. Things have changed lately around here. A lot of the school lifestyle has definitely changed a lot. It definitely impacts people's.
My sleep schedule got derailed thanks to corona.
Oh no.
I am no longer used to getting up at basically 5:30 a.m. to catch a train at 6:22 or something like that.
Yeah, I I can imagine. Yeah, catching trying to make sure you're up in time for a 10:40 Zoom call is a lot different than getting up at 6 a.m. so you get on the train in time and then make it to your 10:40 class.
Very true.
Are these highlights or is these current?
So we've got some highlights from our previous tournament. I was going to say this is from what was this? I think this was the end of September. I think that was the middle of the week in September that we're checking out some matches from.
Yeah. Basically, it's definitely a life. It's granted, the big disadvantage, of course, to the commuter lifestyle is that you basically have to account for an hour per direction to go to and from campus. And that sucks. It definitely limited the time that I could spend into these extracurricular activities, like getting heavily involved in the DePaul esports organization. I can say that much. Trying to just stay till on campus at 11 o'clock i.e. the time when Metro schedules really suck, is definitely something to get used to when I first started coming down to DePaul.
Yeah, I can only imagine. With especially with like everything being online nowadays, we've had to make adjustments to even on the extracurricular side of things. We've had to make a lot of adjustments to make sure everything is everything is still as involved as we possibly can make it, even if it's digitally. That's one of the great things about esports. A lot of these games that can be played online. So we're able to continue that competitive vibe. We're able to continue hosting events. Just now everybody's playing from the comfort of their homes instead of having to sit in like a very loud classroom and play against each other right next to each other. So
very true.
A lot of ups and downs
lab with a bunch of people. Sitting in the esports lab, I mean, granted, it was kind of the environment to be able to interact with a bunch of these other students and other bystanders too. Even lab mods were pretty nice as well. But yeah.
Now, just a quick look. So even though we've got Bobby Time and Icaro going on right now in winners, we're going to focus our attention now on losers round number 3, if I'm not correct, with Cookie versus, how do I say this? Is this Wombarine?
Yes, that is, I believe, the correct way to say it.
Perfect. And then, of course, as you guys saw beforehand, Luigi's Mansion for the Nintendo GameCube is down in losers round number 4. And we'll be waiting for the results of those matches in just a sec.
Yep, you know it.
Yes.
So with these two players, Wombarine is our resident varsity coach, as a matter of fact.
Oh, nice.
For our Smash team, as well as the kind of like the assistant coach for junior varsity as well. So Wombarine is a player that we don't really see playing in too many online tournaments, so this is definitely a very rare and exciting appearance from him. Although one of the most interesting things about him as a player is that every single tournament that we've held on campus that Wombarine has shown up to, he's actually taken first place. So not a slouch of a player by any means. Has been ranked as the #1 Smash Ultimate player at DePaul on numerous occasions. So it really is just a matter of can the sensei defeat the master in this game?
Can the sensei defeat? The circle is now complete. When I had left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
I think that's what Cookie's going to be hopefully able to say by the end of this set. Because Cookie, another member of our varsity team, a very strong player in his own right, and a very solid player using a mix of Palutena and Bayonetta. So I don't really know what we're going to be seeing for this set in particular. Because, we don't see these two actually compete against each other often. Okay, so we are going to see the Palutena coming out from Cookie, as well as the Min from Wombarine. Definitely a character that he would like. Definitely a fan of those characters that can wall people out, whether it's via projectiles or via just these extremely long-range hitboxes, which Min is pretty well known for at this point. So definitely curious to see how this one goes.
Yeah. I, for one, am quite unfamiliar with Min, but I did actually like to mention that whilst the Palutena is a good watch, you can see, nice spike by the way, but Palutena is a very good watch as well, given the amount of options that she has in her kit as well. She is a very, very flashy and kind of all round, very multi utility kit.
Yeah. Definitely kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none kind of character, Yeah, Palutena might not have any extreme strengths, but there's just so many things that she does so well that it could be so hard for a lot of characters to be able to really just deal with everything at once.
Yeah, but then Min, of course, it's kind of been a recurring thing that how I like how characters with tethers are very, very favorable in matchups as well. It's kind of a recurring theme that I just keep mentioning, but just given the extent of all of our hitboxes and attacks, I mean, it's probably just naturally a byproduct of Min Min's home series, but
right.
Just be able to see a character like Min Min being able to poke a character from so far away is definitely a tip to the scales in Min Min's favor.
Yeah, absolutely. Another interesting tool that we saw from Wombarine right there to take the first stock was that up smash from Min Min. Definitely a very, very strong anti-air, very reminiscent of a flash kick for those who have played Street Fighter before and are familiar with Kyle's kind of neutral game approach. Definitely an excellent move to catch those jump-ins that Palutena loves to go for. You know, Palutena has great aerials, but none of them really cover that angle right in front of and below her. So having an option like up smash for Min Min is a great way to just kind of like keep Palutena away if she tries to approach that way. Right here we see, yeah, Cookie just goes for those, like, Cookie keeps going for those shield attacks, you know, the back air, dash attack. Those moves both have a sense of invincibility to them because, you know, she uses a shield technically, so I guess it would make sense. Yeah, exactly. It makes a little bit of sense that it's able to just muscle through so many moves. Right here we see Cookie with the stage control. Oh, that back air was threatening right there.
That was literally threatening. I can just say that much too, with the extensions that Min Min keep going for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wumber in definitely a precarious situation, but you know, he's just refused to die so far. So as long as he can keep it up, ooh, this could be big. I
admire characters that can have that much tenacity and trying to hold on to a stock just like that.
Yeah. Ooh, the down smash there. Tries to catch maybe a dash-in right there coming from Cookie's Palutena. I'm not entirely sure.
But then, of course, you got the fire and how Palutena can use that to her advantage to zone a character like Min Min off stage.
Yeah.
Describe her recovery for me, too. I feel that... Can you describe Min Min's recovery for me?
Not excellent. You have one tool and it's
made a hunch I made a hunch and it was correct.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's not the best part of our arsenal. But I mean, Wumbrain is. I feel like he's just adapted to it so well as a player. Like, even though he lost the stock before Cookie there, ooh, that was a footstool to take that next stock. I was just about to say Wumbrain as a player. Yeah, just as a player, he could be so tricky off stage, so difficult to KO. So.
Wow.
Oh my goodness! Now we're just seeing all of the B buttons come out from Cookie right here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, just so excellently timed, making sure that they can actually chain into each other.
Yep. Palutena, very, very special-oriented character.
Yeah. Again, you keep just, oh my gosh, just the onslaught of the explosive flame pressure coming from Cookie. But Wumbrain is not phased by it, just dodging them as best as he can with a character, even with a character that might be a little bit clunkier than most would be hoping for. Again, avoids all of them. Oh my goodness. It's just a minefield at this point. Cookie's just loading up this. Yep, there it is right there.
There's an explosive player to take the last stock.
Yeah. You could dodge only so many of them. One of them is bound to hit. And Cookie finally finds the one that Wumbrain is just unable to avoid and takes that first game.
Yep. I mean, I do think, though, that it is that Min Min having much of the same flaws as Little Mac before her. Yep. Very ground-oriented character. Granted, she does have the extended tethers that Little Mac obviously doesn't have, but sharing the same. But Little Mac and Min Min being both ground-oriented characters with very poor air games and very poor recoveries, in a matchup like Palutena, there's definitely a lot of stuff to watch out for, especially with the explosive fire and all of her other specials.
Yeah, just that auto reticle, the neutral B special right there is something, you know, it hones in on where you're at. So it's something that's like, with a character that doesn't have a super, like, particularly amazing mobility like Min Min, it could be really, really hard to dodge. It's like, you know, it's going to catch where you are, and if you're not able to move and react to it quickly enough, odds are you're either going to get hit or you're going to be forced to block it, and that's just going to be an extra time waster on your end. So definitely great awareness from Cookie to know to kind of ward that off. But now we're going to see a bit of an interesting character swap.
Brawler instead of Min Min. So
yeah, we see the Mii Brawler coming out. So this is interesting. I don't believe I've seen Wumbrain play Mii Brawler before, at least not in recent memory.
He's running the pigskin too, so I don't know what that is. I mean, it's kind of must be some sentimentality for Wumbrain to be running that at the moment.
I mean, I guess so, but I don't know. I think it just kind of looks funny. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason why he went for it.
This looks really cheeky. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but I mean, cheeky or not, like troll or not, funny or not, like it's he's winning so far. So clearly the pick has been in his favor.
It's on Poke Stadium too, which is a very it's a very ground-oriented stage in this type of matchup too, which again with a ground-oriented character. Min Min before, Mii Brawler right now. a bunch of it's a bunch of the same strengths that would be employed in this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely true.
That was a nice sweet spot with Palutena's. That was a nice sweet spot with Palutena's up smash to pick the first stock.
Simple. Yeah, keeping it simple. Just going with the motions at that point, going for the safe stuff. Realizing, you know what, Me Brawler does not have a great recovery either. I'm just gonna play that. I'm not gonna do anything too fancy. Just get the job done. And Cookie takes it and is swinging the momentum right into his favor in a very strong fashion so far. Another interesting thing we see from Cookie is those teleport cancels on the platforms. Cookie is definitely one of the Palutena players in Chicago that I see go from them the most, and I feel like he's one of the most practiced. So it's interesting to see how he implements that regularly into his gameplay to kind of like avoid like a precarious situation, or just to mix up your opponent offensively. There's a lot of interesting utility to it. Ooh, tries to hit him with the light geyser again, and it must have scared him a little bit much.
Light geyser.
Yeah. Yeah, Cookie, again, just riding momentum and maybe riding the momentum a little too hard there.
Yeah. Cookie taking game 2.
Cookie taking game 2 and taking the set, therefore, in a definitely a strong 2-0 fashion. So excellent performance right there. We can see right here just launching that pressure right there. It's enough to scare Wumbury, I guess. I don't know what happened there. It looked like the air dodge was going to snap to the ledge, but I guess it didn't. And then here we see Cookie ride the momentum, and then an unfortunate circumstance right there where Wumbury up B's underneath the stage and gets caught. So, all right. Well, that was definitely an entertaining set to watch, at least.
That was an interesting setup to watch, I guess, from character merit alone, too. I mean, because it's like Palutena's already a trickster to begin with, but then Min being yet another trickster as well. But it's just largely you've got 2 ground-oriented characters with very poor aerial games as well. Palutena's is basically just a mobile turret, more or less, when it comes to her game. That's as best as I can describe it.
Yeah, that's honestly not a bad description of it either.
But 2 ground-oriented characters on a stage like Poke Stadium 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, Palutena being a character that, like we mentioned, is just a jack of all trades, able to honestly match that ground control. Maybe not as strong as Min or Me Brawler, like you mentioned, but is still able to lock down that horizontal space, like, definitely very well. A lot better than I think a lot of characters are willing to handle. So, as we saw right there, Cookie is able to employ that simple game plan and be able to take Wumbury down with a very calm and collected game plan. So, excellent, just excellent job. Props to him. So next on stream, we're going to be having our winners finals match. This is going to be against Bobby Time and Skull Kid.
Bobby Time and Skull Kid. So Ness versus Pokemon Trainer.
Yep, you got it.
There's kind of a subtext I like to employ on this matchup too, given that basically I kind of do subscribe to the theory that Pokemon basically was augmented by Mother to some extent. So
yeah, I guess you could say that. You know, they both have that JRPG roots to them. Not necessarily reflective in their game plan, at least not to the extent of like Hero, where you literally have a command menu of different spells to use, but definitely still characters that have translated to Smash in a very interesting way. You know,
it was largely because of Creatures Inc. financing Pokemon in the last stages of its development.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I totally forgot about that. that's
Creatures
absolutely
Inc. being
true.
Ape Inc. before Creatures Inc. being the new entity that spurned out of Ape Inc. By the way, for those who don't know.
Right. So, in regards to how that plays into this matchup, at least, I don't think we could really say that Pokemon Trainer is a character really derivative of Ness, per se. But Pokemon Trainer definitely... Yeah.
That was kind of an exaggeration. It was kind of made for the sake of the joke.
Oh, yeah. I get this. No, keeping things moving along here. The interesting thing about Pokemon Trainer is that they were kind of like the first real... I want to say like the first real stance change character added to Smash. You know, you have the 3 different Pokemon, each with different move sets, and each with different playstyles. So I find it interesting that we see the Squirtle coming in here against Skull Kid because Squirtle's a character with some low range, while Ness has like these hitboxes that are really, really capable of walling them out. But as we can see, it's just working out in Skull Kid. Here's the Ivysaur and the Charizard already.
Yep. I mean, already it's trying to shift through those stances because, again, of course, Ness, you've got a character, Skull Kid, we've seen earlier, have to go very, very precise with his spacing on his aerials and all of his other, and especially with the PK Fire, too.
Yeah, the PK Fire, as we've seen time and time again from Skull Kid, such an incredibly powerful tool, just to get your combo started, just to get your zoning going,
and then
really just the trademark Ness move. It does everything for you.
And then, unlike with what we've seen with Luigi earlier, is like you don't have that many breakaway options from PK Fire besides DIing out of it. So I think largely this matchup would be going in favor of Skull Kid right now.
Yeah, especially like as Ivysaur, you know, it's you do have that extra range. I do like it more as Ivysaur because you have the extra range, you have the Razor Leaf to kind of like wall out have something to respond to the PK Fires. But
nice
even then, it's still
nice
right there, it can still ignite.
Yep.
Ooh, that was a nice fall, fast fall up air coming from Bobby. Take that stock. Definitely doesn't come out of it unscathed, but still taking the stock and evening things up makes it a lot better for him.
Yep.
Alright, that landing there gonna net all of the stage control for Skull Kid that he could ask for. And ooh, gets a yo-yo on Charizard. A little tricky to do because there is armor on that up B, and then snags the up air to take the stock, getting himself a great lead.
Just finding that right window to once Charizard loses the super armor from his up special. I feel that the ability to do that is one merit that Skull Kid has with his utilization of Ness.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a player strength, as well as a character strength. Skull Kid, a Ness specialist. He's gonna know. He's just gonna have such a great understanding of his character's tools.
Nice forward air.
Great forward air from Bobby Time with Ivysaur. Again, a Pokemon trainer loyals, knowing a lot about his character as well, and the kind of ranges that you could reach for, and the kind of options you have in all those situations.
Now, Matt, remind me, this is the best 3 out of 5 matchup?
Yes, this is a best 3 out of 5 since this is winners finals, so we are going to be seeing this one go all the way to at the very least to game 3, possibly even a game 5. So we could be in here for the long run, especially if these players keep adapting to each other as much as they have with their past sets against each other. We'll just have to see how it goes. Who ends up thinking a little bit faster and a little bit more ahead of the game this time around.
Yeah, I'm going to be kind of rooting for Skull Kid to take this one to matchup
Oh, no.
Straight up the bias, right off the bat.
I don't have a mother bias.
Okay,
Granted,
if you say so.
Granted, I'm involved with some mother fan community, but that's besides the point.
Well, you know what? Looks like you got the first game right there with Skull Kid getting that up smash once again on the Charizard up. Being not afraid of that armor at all, knowing, you know what? It's not going to be here by the time he reaches the yo-yo. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to get this first game. So the momentum so far shifting towards Skull Kid, taking the first game, and therefore getting counterpick initiative right here.
Yeah. Counterpick initiative, I think, will be very important in this matchup because, like we've seen in here, we've seen various elements inside this first game that definitely favored Ness over Pokemon Trainer.
There's definitely been a number of different ways that Skull Kid has showcased. You know what? He's not only is he in control of this matchup, but he understands exactly what's happening. So he's able to take advantage of all the different tools that Ness has against all 3 of the different Pokemon. As we noticed, he's shown to have a good knowledge of fighting all of them. And Bobby, he knows this matchup as well. He's absolutely no slouch, but Skull Kid just shows that, you know what? I'm not only prepared for this, but I'm prepared to adapt to anything you have to throw at me as well. So
they're going to be sticking in characters in this second game too, but we're going to see them going on small battlefield instead of Poke Stadium 2. I definitely think that the tighter spacing would heavily favor a character like Charizard as well because of how few escape options there would be from Charizard's Bruiser kit, but then at the same time you don't have that much room to get away from Ness's PK Fires and the other forward air setups that we've seen Skull Kid like to employ.
Yeah, that's very much a good point. Having that closed off space just gives you a little bit less of a a little bit less of like an escape route against like those characters like Charizard that just have such big hitboxes and can move surprisingly quickly, especially when you consider like how quick that run speed is in conjunction with like something like a jump forward air or like a or even just like a back air that could just reach so far.
This is a pretty, and I do think this stage selection is equalizing this matchup relatively quickly too, because right off the bat, Ness is already at kill percent.
Yeah, absolutely. Bobby's just showing that, like, you know what? You might be smart in this matchup, but I know exactly what I'm doing as well. Starts taking this game, and that up air was such a great punish.
Nice up air, brilliant punish. But then,
So
of course, at the same time, it's pretty much responsibility too for Bobby Time to ensure that the percent disadvantage does not affect him to the point where Ness is able to equalize the stock lead once again.
Yeah, exactly. Right now he's just trying to ride the momentum. Bobby Time definitely probably known best for his Charizard at this point. Not to say that it's the best character in all of the 3 Pokemon, but with Bobby Time, he just has a great understanding of like how to maximize his punishment, how to maximize his punishes, and how to take those hard reads to his advantage and just like rack up an advantage as far as he can.
I don't think really well that to the idea that Pokemon Trainer is 3 characters melded into one. I do agree with your sort of stance shifting mechanic that you described Pokemon Trainer as employing.
Yeah, and we could definitely see a lot of overlapping themes between the 3 Pokemon.
Yes, there's definitely a lot of overlap between things. Contrast it to a character like Zelda and Sheik in pre-Smash 4 days, where they had 2 contrasting archetypes, and it really wasn't so simple to be playing one character into another. Really, The only reason you would see anyone switch to Zelda back in the Melee days was just to exploit that up special recovery that Furrow's Wind offers. But
Right,
for the most part, most people would play as Sheik instead of Zelda.
Yeah, very true. Right here we see all 3 Pokemon working really well in conjunction with one another, which Bobby Time has been so good at employing. Switching up the different Pokemon against not only Skull Kid, but all of his matchups, depending on the context and just assessment of the situation. So right here we see the Ivysaur coming out, and it is just working out in spades, for instance. So even though we saw the Charizard do some real damage last stock, Ivysaur so far, the Razor Leaf into that up air.
Wow.
That
Razor
explosive
Leaf into up air, that's actually... Yeah, that explosive hitboxes. That was an interesting step, and so we are now tied 1-1 with Skull Kid and Bobby Time even in sets. Again, once more, this is a best of 5 in winners finals.
Yep, this is a best of 5 in winners finals between the first and second seed of the tournament. So, I think at this point both players have showcased like they have plenty of dirt on each other and how to fight each other at this point. So it's going to be interesting to see how Skull Kid adapts. He does have the stage counter pick advantage at this point, as well as character picks if he did want to switch. But I don't think we're going to be seeing that. I think we are going to be seeing the Ness all the way through, unless it gets really, really dire. But I am curious to see where we are going to go for the next stage. I want to say that a character like Ness is probably going to benefit from Smashville, but at the same time, Pokemon Trainer doesn't mind Smashville either. I mean, it's a more closed off space, a little bit more room to kind of like like you mentioned earlier with Small Battlefield, kind of wall people out with those long attacks, long range attacks coming from Charizard and even Ivysaur. So I guess we'll have to see where they end up going. What do you think?
I would be inclined to predict that they'd be going back to... No, Dave's stupid rules, in fact, my bad. I was about to say Poké Stadium 2, but... I would have been... But I think something with that general archetype, they do go back into Poké Stadium 2.
All right, yeah, we are going to be going back to Pokemon Stadium 2, so definitely a big change of scenery. Slightly less of a change in platform layout, but like we mentioned earlier, that can make all the difference. Just a little bit, just those like really small changes.
I do think though that something with much of the same characteristics like Poké Stadium 2 was a stage that Skull Kid should be going for. I was about to say, for example, Town and City and Kalos Pokemon League instead, but a stage like Poké Stadium 2 with the large spacing and the and the high up platforms that are just high up above the ground would once again benefit Skull Kid and his Ness.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we can already see that start to manifest itself already with Skull Kid taking the stock lead and getting a decent amount of percent on Bobby time before, you know, going down himself. You know, he's just riding this slower paced match down as much as he can to his advantage. So right here, a lot of he's trying to go for he's just trying to hit him with anything right there. Tries to find a punish on Ivysaur, but Bobby time is playing a little bit more cautious right now. Knows that he has to get, if he's gonna try and hit Skull Kid, he has to make sure it goes for the KO.
Yep.
Ooh, there it is. That back air, such an intensely long range and such a powerful hitbox at the end as well. With that tail being the sweet spot.
I do think though, Ness's PSI does count for its own attribute, right? It does count for its own attribute, like independent of like physical special or the elements like that.
I think so at least, yeah. Or it's like the same thing as like Zelda's neutral air, but I also don't really think that I don't know, does that factor at all into the matchup? Like does it change depending on like what effect it is?
I don't believe so. No. That was kind of just a hunch. I was kind of just thinking ahead of myself back there, but ooh, nice PK Thunder back on the stage.
Yeah. Very tight recovery from Bobby time as well, just barely making it back up with that Charizard up B. And Skull Kid's lead is just nothing short of commanding for this game. Just again, he's just been playing that defensive game, waiting for Bobby to overextend, and just punishes him with an aerial. And oh my goodness, even like weird setups like that, the down tilt strings. And
yep, air.
Yeah, that up air. It's basically like an air up smash with how strong it can hit sometimes.
Skull Kid taking game 3.
Yeah, Skull Kid taking game 3 with a 2-1 lead going into this next game in the set.
I do believe, though, that this was much of the same circumstances that we had seen in game 1. This was, in my opinion, a repeat of what game 1 was, given that, of course, Ness playing towards the wide open space of Poke Stadium 2.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Definitely, again, just using that stage to his advantage there, having a little bit of that wider stage space to kind of like allows him to kind of play that like slower pace match. Go for the easy spacing, go for just walling out with the aerials, just punishing Bobby time for overextending. It really does highlight his play, even though it's such a small change in comparison to like small Battlefield, for instance. Skull Kid's just using it to his advantage as well as he can.
Very true.
I do think though that Pokemon Trainer is one very volatile character, given that the trainer does have a very limited scope for what the trainer can employ with their Pokemon.
With their Pokemon. Very true. DPQ Courtney, thank you so much for stopping by, letting everybody know. Great job. Yep, I was going to say.
I was legitimate about to say hi during the set in Twitch chat, but then I was like, no, I can't pay attention to 2 things at once. And then, so, anyways, yeah, thank you. Here's your shout out.
I don't actually, I'll be totally honest, I don't actually have the Twitch chat open right now.
but you know it works. But you know it works.
As game 3 was going on too, but yeah, no character switch for game 4.
We're gonna hop right back into the match. Presumably we're gonna go to a different stage since Bobby is technically down. All right, yeah, we're just gonna go right back to small battlefield.
We're gonna cycle back to small battlefield too, so I'm gonna be predicting much of the same stuff that happened game 2 happening in this game.
Yeah, definitely just right back and forth between these two dual platform layouts. But this time around, Skull Kid getting a bit of an early lead. Nothing too crazy right now after a quick string from Bobby time, but oh, that backer is definitely changed.
Oh my goodness! Already Pokemon Trainer at kill percent, and right now getting juggled by the up airs thrown out by Skull Kid on Ness.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm really impressed with this up air pressure that Skull Kid's been employing throughout this entire set.
Smash.
Up smash, yeah. A lot of people say that those yo-yos are like the Skull Kid classic, and even though it's like such a common thing with Ness that you see in tournament play, Skull Kid just always finds a way to hit people with it. It's definitely like, even when it's like in a situation like those anti-airs, like what he just got right there, like you just see these things coming from Skull Kid, he just makes them work. Even if it looks like it shouldn't work and it should be punishable, Skull Kid will hit you with it.
Yeah, the yo-yo with its slow, I mean, for one thing, you've got a very slow startup time, a very slow travel time to get to the end of its cycle, and then it's a generally slow attack, but for whatever reason, Skull Kid manages to make it work.
Very true. Right now,
I don't think it's magic. I don't think it's magic. That's just intuition.
I mean, intuition, magic, depends on who you ask. They could be the same thing. You never know.
That was actually an interesting short hop down air, too, to finish off Skull Kid's first stock.
Absolutely. You know, with Ivysaur, you just got to be so quick on that down air trigger. It's such a big hitbox, but it is a little bit slow on startup. So if you're going to go for it, you got to make sure that you let it rip quickly to make sure you can catch your opponent before they get on stage. Alright, Bobby Time on the ledge here at kill percent. That forward air is going to be so much more dangerous as this goes on. Ooh, and there it is again, the yo-yo.
Nice PK Thunder.
Ooh, I like that side B from Bobby Time. Just kind of rushing the gap a little bit. But again, like Skull Kid is just ready for it. I think that's the thing right here. Skull Kid is just ready for that aggressive play.
And I do think it's especially safe to kind of overextend against a character like Pokemon Trainer. Unlike what we have seen with Skull Kid prior, like for example with Luigi.
Right.
Because Pokemon, this matchup is already heavily weighted. That was a nice spike on Charizard, by the way.
I mean, the figure eight with the PK Thunder was enough. I mean, for goodness sakes.
Back throw to finish off game 4.
Let's see if that's in the replay. I mean, he literally got a figure eight out of his PK Thunder and then was able to rebound. There it is. He got a figure eight out of it and then was able to, I think that's Nair.
The spike.
Yeah. He went on this whole tangent of a string right there. Definitely impressive stuff.
This is the yo-yo, I think, on that part too. But he manages to get the back throw and take game 4 and the entire set of winners finals.
So it's going to be Skull Kid advancing into Grand Finals winner's side with that 3-1 victory against Bobby Time. Definitely a very strong showing on his end, and just really highlights how well Skull Kid has been playing throughout the entire day. Not letting himself fall victim to any sort of tricks that his opponents have, and just being able to play that bait and punish game just masterfully, and making sure that nobody gets past like that, just that wall of aerials that Ness can throw out, and the wall of flaming pillars of PK Fire that just go everywhere.
It's a wall of pain with a combination of the aerials and the PK Fire.
Yeah, that's the good way to put it. I agree.
And so I'm assuming Ikaro and Cap 3 are mid-match right now?
Yes, they should be mid-match right now, unless something's going on that I haven't been told about.
Okay. Cool.
But, yeah, it seems that they should be playing right now. We just had Cookie against Luigi's Mansion for the Nintendo GameCube finish off with a 2-1 victory towards Cookie's favor.
Nice.
So it looks like we will not be playing any spooky games on the GameCube today.
Oh, unfortunately.
Unfortunate.
While we've got a quick moment, just to give you guys a quick reminder, here at DePaul Esports, they are working this year hand-in-hand with Gamers.vote. Be sure to check that out and get information on not only this upcoming election, but every election following that. So, Matt, the likelihood is we are getting ready to see a match between Cookie and the winner between Ikaro and Cap 3?
Yep, that is absolutely correct. I'm just waiting for it seems that they just finished up. I'm just waiting to get the score.
Oh, perfect.
And, the score and the winner, and then we will get to it.
Awesome. Well, in the between time, let's go ahead and give ourselves a chance to check out the student streamer highlight once again from Up Game 1997. As you can see, he has definitely thrown on the Gamers.vote register to vote. I think he did a really creative thing there. Made sure to throw it over on top of his map so he can't get any stream snipers on that.
I have there's definitely a lot of creativity that these people employ to mitigate stream sniping. I'm going to say that much. Because League of Legends is, above all things, an information game.
Yeah, very, very true.
I, as a jungler streamer, though, trying to stream jungle because you're trying to tell players where you are, but you can't really try to tell players where your laners are at any given moment.
Right. Yeah.
trust me, being a jungler streamer, I have never. I mean, from the handful of other jungler streamers I looked at, there was definitely very few protection against stream sniping that they've employed compared to a streamer that plays on lane. That was a nice. Okay, flash away. So that definitely is. There's the curtain call. Curtain call is very impressive.
I'm not as familiar with league commentary, so I can't really contribute to this. This is sort of your show.
Oh, you know how I would do it, Matt. And there's a little guy. He's moving up on this side of the map, and there's a bunch of other little guys, and they're both running in the upright side of the corner. They're passing this glowing stick over here. There's a rock right there, and I'm not sure if that rock does anything, but we'll see in just a second. So yeah, you know, you get some pretty basic stuff.
He's messaging chat, and I think he's going for the red. I don't know. I can't say for sure. He's either going for red or he's going, but he will be going to the jungle, to the bottom river, heading for dragon in the dragon pit. By the way, the Illinois versus Wisconsin game is it's 28-7 in favor of Wisconsin.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, not really, but you know, as a lifelong Chicagoan, I try to do my best to not give anybody from Wisconsin more to cheer about than Bears Packers. Yeah.
To be fair, I'm a Big Ten conference fan.
Right. That's a very good point, Courtney. Yeah, there's something about a dragon going on in this, and eventually they're going to have a fight to the end. I don't know if there's a princess that needs to be saved. But yeah, that's League of Legends in a nutshell, right? They wrapped it up right there.
Some kind of creature called a Baron? I'm not sure what it's supposed to do. You know, is it a boring? Did they go and fight it? Why do they fight that instead of the other opponents? It feels like they're wasting time.
Nonetheless, though, shouts out to UpGame 1997. And if you guys would love to have your stream or any clips featured, be sure to check out and tweet at DePaul Esports right there on Twitter. Make sure to include your handle and, of course, include any clips that you would love for people to be able to see about you if you're a DePaul student. Oh, and right on time, it looks like the guys are getting ready to populate the actual lobby now, so we'll be getting into this match. Give me you guys ideas, man. What do you think this is going to go right now? This is losers round number 4, am I correct?
Yeah, this should
best
be
of 3, right?
Yeah, this is good. This is back into best of 3 territory, but also the final best of 3 set of the evening. This is going to be loser semis, and this is between Ikaro and Cookie. So these two have played against each other more times than I could count. I want to say over the past school year in general, even throughout the summer series that we did for Smash Ultimate. You know, both of these players have one thing in common, and is that they both are able to play Bayonetta. The one key difference, though, is that Cookie definitely, by this point, more primarily plays Palutena as opposed to Bayonetta, while Ikaro is just that die-hard Bayonetta player, has been playing her since the game launched, and has only very seldomly opted to go ahead and use secondaries. Although the interesting thing is we have started to see Cookie go for the Bayonetta a little bit more in tournaments. So it'd be interesting to see if we're going to be seeing a Bayonetta Ditto coming in this first game. It's absolutely possible.
I would love a Bayonetta Ditto.
I think it's actually really fun to watch.
Ditto be personal.
Yeah, it's really interesting to watch because they both have very differing play styles, I want to say. So watching them go up against each other, you really get to see them kind of pit each other's playstyles against each other, see which one is either going to be more effective overall or just more effective in terms of being able to at least beat the other player.
And then of course Bayonetta with the archetypical ladder of pain.
Yeah, really.
It's always a nice little tidbit of Bayonetta's playstyle that we all love to see. Granted, it has had a rocky relationship between the community here and there.
Yeah. I do want to say though that I think Bayonetta's metagame has definitely evolved to the point where it's she's become such an excellent a combo and mix-up character, very much in the style of not too uncommon at least of her style in the actual Bayonetta beat 'em up games. If you've ever played those are both on the Switch right now. Give them a shot; they're actually really, really fun. But in any case, you definitely get to see a lot of that like gameplay style mimicked through the character in Smash because she has so many incredibly strong combos and a lot of different ways that you can reset them to start up a new combo and just keep the pressure going and keep the damage coming. So a lot of different tricks you could do with the character, and it allows players to be very expressive depending on how they want to approach each matchup. So it's very interesting to watch unfold, and especially between these two players that both potentially play the character. You really get to see how their ideas individualistically translate into the character.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hope that we can get started with this game soon. It seems that Akaro is busy doing something.
Yeah, I mean, I mean,
now.
like they've got to have probably the most intense like stage select. So I'm not really. There's only me. So now that's actually a pretty good question because I'm also in charge of a Smash Online tournament as well, and then we have a little bit of a different rule set as far as stage select goes. So Matt, what are you guys doing as far as stage select? What are you following? What rules?
The rules that we follow, we've had a series of like different polls that we put out to the DePaul Smash community. We put out one at the beginning of Ultimate, and we put out a more recent one as soon as like the new school year started up and Small Battlefield came out. So we do have it so that it's two bands, and Small Battlefield is the starter. Although the difference is that the counter picks are Lilac Cruz, Yoshi Story, Town and City, and Kalos. So we have a little bit more counter picks than most stage lists.
Gotcha. Okay.
We had a pretty generous stage list too. I mean, I know here and there as time went on, we've kind of had a very expansive stage list to be doing, and honestly, one of the things I did remember about the early form of the stage list that we've run in this league here at DePaul was we were going against trends by incorporating Pokemon Stadium 1 versus Pokemon Stadium 2.
Right, that was
that was kind of a fun meta.
Yeah. Pokemon Stadium 2, definitely an interesting stage. But Pokemon Stadium 1, definitely a different stage, my mistake. But yeah, Stadium 2, a little bit bigger, gives these characters more room to breathe. I want to say it favors Palutena in this matchup specifically, because you have that extra space to just sort of run back and just start throwing your explosive flames and your auto reticle shots.
Yes.
Courtney's asking, were any new characters introduced in this current update? I'm sure no, but you guys fill her in on the update again and some of the changes that it's made?
So there's actually two
the
updates.
Yeah, the update came about with Steve actually, I think in between quite not too long ago too, so I mean if that's what you're referring to, but yeah. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, there was the two, like you were mentioning, there was the Steve update, like was mentioned. That came out about a week and a half ago, I think. Yeah, like a week and a half ago. It was like, I forget the exact date. But yeah, that one did launch with a new character, which was Steve from Minecraft, actually. It was the first time we've seen Minecraft representation in this game. So definitely very exciting, and to some people maybe upsetting choice. But I definitely think it was a big, important addition. We did also get a more recent patch about 2 days ago. Well, it didn't really change all too much. It was really just like bug fixes and fixing up glitches. And in any case, both of these characters have been in the game for quite some time now. So we've seen both of these players kind of advance these characters' metagames throughout like the couple of years that Smash Ultimate has been out.
Yep.
Cookie right here, just living on forever, doesn't get phased by that F smash from Akaro at all.
Yeah.
Just a matter of trying to get this stock. Akaro really needs to get that first stock just so you can get the strings running again with Bayonetta.
I like how tightly Palutena is holding on right now. Really tenacious.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a bit, if you want to kind of look into it, definitely also a bit of a character flaw from Bayonetta. You know, the character, as much as there's like so many like strong hitting moves, or not strong hitting moves, but like strong like combo starters, not too many kill moves. So there's a lot of times where it's like if you miss like those conversions and those mix-ups and setups, you're not going to be able to get the KO with Bayonetta until much later. But this is where she shines, getting that
pain.
Yep. The Bayonetta Tower of Pain. You got the Witch Twist, Afterburner kicks, all the aerials you can ask for. So much damage.
Yeah. We're not seeing as much in regards to the ladder of pain. We do see it go up to the second stage, but we never have seen it yet go fully all the way up. Granted, there was a lot of division. Granted, there was a lot of readjustment to that skill set, but the up smash in good time.
Yeah, that witch time, still being an excellent source of getting those rogue smash attack kills or even the combo starters. Oh my goodness, what a combo from Hikaru! 60% on Cookie right off the bat, and it just keeps adding up and up and up. Pressure is definitely on right now. Hikaru just keeps tacking on damage, and this is starting to get a little antsy. You can see Cookie starting to get a little antsy, going for those up smash charges. Maybe a couple of ill-advised explosive flames. That antsy dash grab is looking a little rough so far. Hikaru definitely in control of this match, although, again, Palutena is such a solid character, can easily get those kills right there, just like that.
Nice. That was a nice response to Bayonetta's side special.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just clashing through again. We could see right here, just sets up for the stage control right here, and Hikaru, he's just playing relaxed. He doesn't really get too phased, but as soon as he gets put in that precarious situation, and Cookie's ready for it right here, right there, gets challenged. That side B is going to lose to that backer because it does have invincibility from Palutena. It's going to seal the first game.
Yup. Game 1. What do you think you would like to see on a game 2, though?
From a game 2, I really just want to see. I need to see Hikaru kind of picking on Cookie's antsiness with some of his plays, especially once Hikaru is in kill percent. I've noticed that Cookie gets a little bit antsy going for those smash attack reads, a lot of dashes in. If Hikaru is able to find a way to react to that and punish it properly, I do think he's going to be able to get a lot of the hits that he really needs to get in order to take the lead when he needs to.
Aye.
Or at the very least, make it so that you can go for those those kill setups that Bayonetta thrives so much on in order to get her early KOs. Before 200%.
No character switching going on for game 2.
Nope, we're going to be seeing the same thing. Both of these characters is strong suits at this point. Or both these players strong suits at this point.
And we're going on Lilac Cruise this time around, too.
Lilac Cruise. This is interesting because this is a really good stage for Bayonetta for this reason. You could abuse the downward slopes of the Lilac Cruise to sort of mess with your bullet angles a little bit with that neutral special.
Yep. I like a lot of what Lilac Cruise's slopes offer too. There's a ladder of pain right off the bat, but that gets broken up. But the way that you can manipulate your bullets and with the weird geometry of Lilac Cruise is definitely something that can tilt the matchup into Bayonetta's favor. But again, with Palutena with the Retic kill, it's definitely more than enough. It's definitely kind of a counterpoint to that as well because the slopes do accommodate for that as well.
Yeah, very, very true. Right now, you see, this is what I'm talking about. Hikaru is playing that patient game, waiting for Cookie to kind of lose his patience, get a little antsy, look for those kills. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is exactly what he needs to do. So,
Palutena already at almost 150%.
Yeah. You mentioned Pain earlier. I think Pain is an understatement at this point.
With the down area.
Yeah. Down air from Bayonetta taking this first stock. But alright, we're starting to see Cookie fire back a little bit. Some more aerial pressure to tack on some percent. Oh, oh wow. I was going to say weird play from Hikaru to run to the side of the stage, but I eat my words instantly as he tacks up 30% with just the bullets. There's an explosive flames.
Nice.
Yeah, get past. Ooh, I think I get what he's trying to do there. So that up smash from Palutena does reach very slightly below the stage. So if you time it correctly,
nice.
Yeah, you can hit. You can hit Bayonetta from underneath.
Yep.
Percent's looking roughly even right here, even though Hikaru does have a 30% lead. Palutena does kill a little bit earlier than Bayonetta does, so
I do think it is pretty simple for Palutena against Bayonetta to take back the stock lead as well. You've got this stock right there. it would be quite simple for Bayonetta to equalize for Palutena to equalize a stock disadvantage at this point. Black Cruise in general too is a very caged-in stage, much like small battlefields too.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. You know, there's not too many places you can really hide unless you are Bayonetta and you're able to hide on that like lower decline there.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be. I didn't see what he killed with, but you know, trading stocks real quick back and forth.
There's a stock trade that goes back and forth, but still, Palutena on a 1 stock disadvantage.
Yeah. I think another thing that's worth mentioning is that Ikaru's like a combo game here has been on point. He's getting all of these different like conversions off of the side B and the up B, and making it so that he doesn't whiff any moves. He just keeps going. He just keeps the pressure going. Just really lets him maximize his damage and really make it so that Cookie is constantly playing an uphill battle. Ooh, up the top. I like the neutral air finish there. Not going, not gambling too much with going for a forward air.
Yeah. That's a grab and a back throw.
Yeah, that was an excellent, very sneaky roll back from Cookie.
Oh, we gotta watch. It's a very tense position for Palutena to be in right now too, because you do got a character that can easily approach, and then of course Palutena being at kill percent.
Yeah, this is easily just one quick back air away from Bayonetta being able to steal the stock, or even like a fully charged neutral B from her. Like
oh, bother. That was a neat little exchange going on back there.
Alright, still living. Alright, Cookie is definitely, once again, showcasing. He just does not want to lose this stock. We saw him do it in the first game, and we're seeing it again right now. Oh, there it is. There's the stock on. This is his chance.
Can he do it? Can he do it?
Can he do it, or is Ikaru gonna keep this one sealed out of his reach? Great stall and fall with the down air there. That would have caught, I think, anybody else off guard and hit him. But Cookie, again, just prepared for this matchup.
Ooh, up air. Okay, side special. Yep. We're just watching.
Oh, there it is. That's straight back hit.
The back air.
Back air, yeah. We both got our move names wrong a little bit there. Yeah, that back air there from Ikaru, sealing the deal. Again, we see that stall and fall again from Bayonetta, that down air real quick, being a great mix-up tool, but Cookie's unfazed by it. And both players getting a little nervous. They start to realize the weight of the situation. Ikaru realizing he could very easily lose here. But right here, the pressure is in his favor. Goes to those stray kills, and there he goes. He gets it right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to be 1-1 in this set.
1-1 in the set, and then in a game 3 for a Palutena Bayonetta matchup.
Game 3 matchup. Both games so far being really interesting because they've shown 2 different angles, I think, to the gameplay. So we've seen, like, with what we've seen from, like, Cookie's, like, aggressive play style, like, being able to just sort of overwhelm Ikaru, and then Ikaru's, like, more defensive, like, bait and punish sort of play style, being able to either correctly respond to that aggression or get, like I mentioned, a little bit overwhelmed by how fast Cookie can really move with those like extremely good hitboxes that Palutena could throw out.
No character switches.
No switches. Game 3, same matchup we've been seeing so far, and the stage
on
is
Kalos Pokemon League.
Kalos Pokemon League, yeah. This is an interesting choice. I do like it for Palutena though. I do think she gets a lot of options on this stage. So
I do think there's definitely a lot more ways to extend her options with those side platforms extending off to the edge of the stage.
Very
and then true. Bayonetta, with her recovery, with the fact that this is a walled stage. And go ahead, Matt.
Alright, so we see Ikaru going for again those super strong conversions. It's a great mileage and percent, but Cookie almost finishes him right then and there for that stock. Oh my goodness, all the way up. 102% on Cookie. Doesn't get the stock, but that is a ton of damage to put on.
This is definitely a huge amount of damage to deal with. I mean, both of them This is a relatively neutral matchup, to be fair, but again, this is a very tense situation for either character to approach. Bayonetta gets the forward smash and takes stock one out of Kuki.
Cookie responds right away with that up smash.
There's a trade.
Yeah. Oh, again, the follow-ups from Hikaru are just putting on so much damage. Cookie's ready for this stuff too. I mean, he's absolutely seen this before, but Hikaru's just ready. Great conversions coming from Cookie, getting the neutral to backer to get stage control, and just throwing out all of the explosive flames, trying to catch Hikaru with one of them to put him in a bad spot. He really does only need one to put him up into the skies and in a situation where Palutena can really focus on catching the landings.
Yep. I'm gonna maximize this so I can see better.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I've been watching this in small window mode for the entirety, and that's what's kind of making it a tad hard to follow through.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah. I only have a 1080p monitor, and I do have a second monitor as well, which I am watching Twitch chat with right now.
Oh, nice, nice. I'm just running off on one monitor. I'm just on my laptop right now, so I don't get the luxury of using multiple monitors. But that explosive flame from Cookie is going to take it and is going to put the stock lead into his favor.
Nope.
Downer almost clutches it back for Hikaru, but not quite. We see Cookie again just refusing, first of all, refusing to get KO'd yet again, but also just tackling on all this like chip damage on Hikaru. It's just going to make it more and more of a difficult struggle for him to really bring this back. You know, Bayonetta's not necessarily a massive comeback character. Can absolutely pull it off with rolling momentum, and this would be the chance to prove it.
Yep.
But as long as Cookie stays composed and plays that and doesn't get too aggressive for his own good, this could be big. But oh my goodness!
Oh,
Yeah. That was an interesting ladder of pain. I just was literally watching right at that moment. But what I was trying to mention too is that either character is really a comeback character in certain situations too. We earlier mentioned that Palutena was a comeback character, but Bayonetta can easily make a comeback. But honestly, with a Bayonetta comeback is a relatively volatile situation to set up for a player like Hikaru to take the last stock.
Yeah, we can see right there.
And you can see right there on that slip. We saw that slip up again. Very volatile setup that could have ended up with a win for Hikaru, but instead Kuki took it back.
Cool, and with that, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the bracket, see where we are. So with that, we've got Bobby Time waiting in losers finals, getting ready to go up against Cookie, and pretty excited to see how this one turns out, as of course, to remind everybody at home, waiting in winners finals is Skull Kid. Matt, what do you think we're going to see particularly from Bobby Time, since I've never seen him go into losers? Does he have any pocket characters? Should I expect any kind of change?
Well, if we're going to be seeing anything, I know Bobby Time plays a couple of other characters on the side, mostly just for fun. Nothing incredibly serious, at least to the point where it's just all right, this is a character we're going to see in tournament. So we're probably going to be seeing the Pokemon Trainer, especially since Bobby Time with Pokemon Trainer does have a pretty favorable match against Cookie as a player.
Gotcha.
So I don't really think we're going to be seeing any reason to switch, unless again it gets really tough all of a sudden.
Right. Okay, cool. Well, it looks like these guys are just about ready. I'm not sure on that. Looks like they readied up for a second and then hop back. I'm wondering if they're going through stage striking and such. And just as a reminder for everybody at home, this is a best 3 out of 5 matches.
Very true. This is going to be another best of 5. We're going to be in best of 5 territory for the rest of the tournament. So we have losers finals going on right now, and the winner of this will be going up against Skull Kid in grand finals, who is sitting right there in winner's side right now after getting that win on Bobby Time. So yeah, once again, we could be in here for the long haul. Again, Bobby Time definitely has a solid record against Cookie. in this matchup, and just in general. But Cookie, as we've seen, has been playing very, very solidly throughout the entire evening. And has been adopting like a very consistent, like aggressive play style, but is still managing to like keep it simple where it's necessary, which I think is important to playing an aggressive game with somebody like Palutena.
Very true.
Pokemon trainer and a Palutena.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we're going to see Pokemon trainer Palutena, as we mentioned before. This is not too big of a surprise. And the stage we're going, we're going to be going to PS2, as is customary.
The faith that these players have in their mains, though, is quite astounding, especially in something that runs, in an event that runs, such as the one tonight.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's just that really is like a hallmark of like a good player. That they're so confident.
It's a testament to their ability.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a testament to their ability, and it really just goes to show that like they have faith in their character. Yeah, like you mentioned, they have a lot of faith in their characters. Like I have confidence that my one character is going to be enough to go against everybody in this tournament, and I'm just going to go ahead and beat them. And that's something that really just shows, like, it makes them that much more dangerous and that much more knowledgeable of a player.
And I think something like that, too, where you can have faith in a wide array of players can have faith in a wide array of characters, too, is something that differentiates the Ultimate game from the Melee game. And honestly, even as ardent a supporter I am of the Melee game, it is one of its biggest flaws, with the lack of character diversity in the indie competitive scene.
Right, very true. Although speaking of character diversity, not a problem here. As a matter of fact, we have Pokemon Trainer, which has technically 3 characters, all in one. As we mentioned, much more of like a Stance Change character than 3 totally different characters in one. But
I don't subscribe to the idea that Pokemon Trainer is 3 different characters, like I've said.
Yeah, exactly. But it is just funny to think that like we were just talking about character diversity, and here we are. We have 3 different Pokemon fighting together under one team slot. So as far as this matchup goes, Bobby Time did have a bit of an early lead, but Cookie clutches it out. Bobby Time gets the stock there, but not without 38% tacked on his board here.
Yeah. Relatively equalized game right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But those combos from Squirtle, they deal so much damage. Very reminiscent of something you'd see out of like Mario, maybe. A lot of those up air chains, those grab startups.
Yep.
A lot of that stuff just tacks on the damage. And right now, Cookie already at a fairly precarious 78%, and a 95 much more dangerous. Now he's subject to getting KO'd by pretty much any character in the lineup right now. All 3 of them.
Yup. And honestly, again, like, I think Palutena's Master of None thing, I do think that is a trait shared by Pokemon Trainer, but I think Pokemon Trainer does mitigate that Master of None paradigm a bit by that stance shifting, by incorporating that as part of a stance shifting fighter. And so part of what Palutena should do, Palutena should do is basically just try to adapt to these stances as well, given that she does have a Master of None kit.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is a matter of like picking the play style and like way you want to play the matchup that works best for the situation. It really is all about like being context sensitive with your play style and also understanding what your opponent is capable of, which really is like fighting games in a nutshell. But it does feel very much like I guess you could say like magnified in this kind of matchup.
Pokemon Trainer missing the recovery with trying to switch quickly to that Charizard and pop up the up special, but falls on the lower blast zone. That is a self-destruct. And Bobby Time slowly racking up the damage. Getting closer to Palutena's point in terms of damage sustained. Palutena missing the forward smash.
Yeah. Both characters starting to reach that like mid to high percent range. 73, 85.
Very, very tight. This is very, very tight for game 1.
Yeah, that back air though from Charizard was such a big deal, tacking on a ton of percent and giving the stage control to Bobby. There's another one,
and right now you can see him. He's using that flamethrower just to zone him off.
He blocks almost all of them with his shield.
And the forward throw.
It is. That's going to be game 1 going to Bobby Time.
Game 1 going to Bobby Time. And what I do like with Pokemon Trainer, what I like with Pokemon Trainer 2, especially with Charizard, is that you got a relatively safe edge guard option for a character that decides to ledge recover.
Very, very true. Charizard is definitely a very scary character when it comes to like defending the ledge and just being able to punish all sorts of different get-up options. You know, that forward tilt has such an incredibly strong range. All of it, like he has several throws that are capable of KOing your opponent all outright. Like you mentioned, a lot of different options to just hold people off from like getting back to center stage.
Yes.
So I don't think we're going to be seeing a character swap right here. I think we are. Yep, we're going to be seeing the same characters coming from them. But I would be willing to gamble that Cookie would probably pick a wider stage, maybe Town and City or Kalos Pokemon League again. I do know that he very much favors those stages against characters that could be really dangerous up close, like Squirtle or Ivysaur. Yep, we are going to see the Town and City right here.
Town and City.
So Cookie's counterpick, Town and City, definitely a little bit wider. You got platforms to combo off of too. Pretty neat.
And I think especially too with the stage transition in Town and City.
Yes.
That's also another big factor too. And I think when the stage is transitioning, it does fade. I do think that the matchup does tilt slightly into Palutena's favor for those brief 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right now, watch it.
Ooh, there's that forward tilt. Another great tool that Squirtle has is that forward tilt because it does look really weak, but it does have enough hit stun on it to let it follow up into a grab, which, as we've seen before with Squirtle, can lead to a ton of damage. So definitely a great combo starting tool. But Cookie
This setup right here is Discount Kalos League. This setup here really is Discount Kalos League.
Yeah, it really is. The platform's like a little bit further out, but other than that, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. And I think though for a character like Palutena, I think a character like Palutena can use the changing stage to her benefit, to kind of better augment herself against a character like Pokemon Trainer, who is kind of unpredictable at a whim, thanks to the stance shifting paradigm that Poke Trainer uses.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Stock 1 going to Bobby Time.
Yeah, stock 1 and 38% right away, getting a couple of setups right there. Forfeit stage control a little bit, maybe a little bit afraid of losing this stock, wants to hold on to it as much as possible. Ooh, that would have been so dangerous if Bobby hit that counter. That would have set him straight off the blast zone.
Yup, that would have been very, very dangerous for.
Yeah, no kidding. So far, this runaway game is, oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Bobby Time in spades, that up smash KO at about 98%.
There, and Bobby Time finally losing his first stock.
Yeah, things not looking super good for Cookie, but this is, as we say sometimes at DePaul, this is actually Cookie's home stage. He always goes to this map, and he always does well here, so this is absolutely something he could pull back. Just realize, you know what, this is a familiar situation. He could pull this off before, could do it again. Ooh, that up air, just barely whiffing thanks to the switch. Start to see pressure start to shift towards Bobby Time's favor here, going for a lot of aerials on Cookie's shield, but he's just not phased by it.
Wow. Nice up air spacing though, by the way, with the Ivysaur.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
Just being a couple steps ahead right there gets that extra hit. Comes the Razor Leaf Chips. The damage is going to end up a lot. Ooh. Forward throw, yep, Neff staying control. Alright, back air. Again, just trying to keep momentum in Bobby's favor. That's all he wants right here. Now the Charizard is out. The kill moves are aplenty right here with Palutena at 121%. Bobby Time really can just pick and choose his move that he wants to use right here, as long as he's able to land it, of course.
Ooh. There's a down air. Neat down air.
Oh, that back throw? Yeah,
back throw.
Definitely a KO.
Yep.
We see Bobby switching back to the Ivysaur.
Yep. Nice. That was the reach on that up smash.
Yeah, Cookie
and
getting
the seismic toss again.
Yeah, getting a little overzealous with those side B explosive flames. Bobby Time capitalizes on it. Hits him with that up throws, Charizard. and secures a 2-0 victory for himself in this loser's final set. So Bobby is on match point while Cookie is on his last leg in this loser's bracket.
Yeah.
Really makes you wonder, like, I don't know if it was a stage problem at all. I feel like it was. You see right there, he just got too overzealous with that side B. So it makes me wonder, like, you know, it must be like a playstyle difference that Cookie would have to make. I don't think the stage or the character was the problem. I think it's just a matter of how you treat the matchup right here.
Oh, and he hits the upright again. That's impossible.
Oh, we're gonna see the young Link.
A
Who
character
is that?
changed from Palutena into Young Link.
This is new. I have not seen this out from Cookie before.
And we're back in Town and City too.
Okay, well, at least one
What
thing
does
is familiar
Cookie-
from Cookie.
What does Cookie have in store for us?
I don't know. We're gonna have to see.
I mean, right off the bat, we do see Squirtle juggling with the tilts and the aerials as well.
Yeah.
So I do think that, I mean, going Squirtle into Young Link with the fast and far-reaching tilts and aerials.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, not a bad choice for Bobby to go for it by any means.
Yep. He switches to Ivysaur as the stage transitions.
Cookie hit some of the few projectiles right there. Young Link, definitely an interesting character, in that he's one of the best characters at comboing using his projectiles, which is a very, very valuable trait to have in this game.
Yep.
See some bomb follow-ups. Oh, that arrow almost catches him with the up air to follow up, but not quite. Oh. Oh. Bobby goes for so much pressure, who whiffs
Goes
it.
for the back throw.
Yeah, back throw doesn't quite take it. And the dragon is out. Is this a forward tilt? Oh, he tries to grab him and he whiffs.
Misses the grab.
Now, this is an interesting spot. Charizard is not a good character at getting in,
Yep.
but Young Link is also at such a high percent, it's going to be dangerous.
Oh, and he whips the grab again.
The spaghetti was right there. It was all over the floor right there. Oh, that's a grab.
I had spaghetti for dinner yesterday too.
You know what's funny? I didn't
Yeah.
have spaghetti last night, but I did have pasta. So the Italian dishes are
They're
out here
abundant.
today.
Well, I'll take it a step further and out of the other direction, more American. I had pizza, so I don't think that really counts, but
I mean, you know, Italian inspired.
another Italian dish, yeah.
Same level of inspiration.
Okay.
In any case, the stocks right here are even. The percent game is fairly even, but, you know, in the last couple of seconds, Cookie's really just started to lay on the pressure. Those Young Link aerials, again, really great combo tools. Definitely one of the best characters at just racking up damage, using a lot of really, really quick moves and really, really quick projectiles.
Yep.
And the percents are
I
pretty
do
much
think-
even right here.
I do think the projectile versus projectile game that these two characters employ, Ivysaur and Young Link, I do think that it's definitely interesting to watch. I mean, you've got the tool to tilt it in Young Link's favor with the Kokiri shield,
Mhm.
but at the same time, you've got Ivysaur being a generally well-rounded airborne character, quite contrary
Yeah.
to how Ivysaur is designed, but to be fair.
Yeah, really.
And he gets the
Works with
seismic
this
toss
clearly.
again, but it doesn't kill, but the forward air will.
Yeah. Bobby Time taking the lead right here. Now he's got to try and rack up a little bit more chip damage. Whatever he can do to make it so that Cookie starts to get a little bit further behind. Oh, and this is exactly how to get it started. Cookie's got to make this happen, or else this could very easily fall too far out of his reach.
Yeah. I mean, this could very easily turn into a situation where Young Link equalizes his damage percent and the stock advantage with Charizard
Yeah,
as well. I
absolutely.
mean, you've got Charizard in a relatively safe position to KO Young Link at the time with this damage and the damage that he has, but he does have to be very careful with the approach lest he end up equalizing this game.
Yeah, absolutely correct. And so far, it's not looking super easy for Cookie to pull that off. 100%
forward
on.
air.
Yeah, 100% on a light character like Young Link is not super pleasant, and that up B.
And the up special does not get him back on the stage. Bobby Time will take this 3-0 and advance to grand finals on the loser's side.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. That was definitely. I do want to say though that yeah, right here you could see in this situation somehow like you know, Bobby's just able to get him off stage with like just those massive Charizard like normals, that forward air. Then that up B just doesn't quite reach.
Yeah, the up B with all of the links, not just Young Link here. Really, all of the links. I mean, it's very, very good for being a slow upwards 4-inch facing recovery, but it's not like Firefox, for example, where you can account for diagonal trajectories. I do think that that's the very weakest point in either the links recoveries is their horizontal trajectory in their up specials.
Mm-hmm.
Firefox.
No, it's
I mean,
great.
really,
No, it's great, man. It's an awesome move, man. Firefox is awesome, man.
Firefox is really simple to understand as an upwards recovery.
Yeah. It's definitely true.
All right, let's take a quick look at the route, the journey to getting where we are right now in the tournament. So currently we are sitting at grand finals where Skull Kid and Bobby Time are going to have their second bout. But let's take a look through the beginning of this. Remember, Bobby Time was ranked number 1 in this, had a successful match that we got to watch against Adam, then had a 2-0 against Icaro, and then takes his first loss of the tournament up against Skull Kid. Now he continues along, you know, that perfection road right here against Cookie, where he ends up 3-0, and now he's back up against Skull Kid, who has only lost 1 round, it looks like, so far from the beginning of this. Yeah. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and then only loses the 1 against Bobby Time and winners finals, if I'm not correct. So, guys, predictions on this. Bobby Time got any adjustments you think he's going to make, or?
Oh, we're seeing a Steve from Skull Kid.
Whether Bobby Time has adjustments or not, I don't know if he's ready for this one.
I don't know if
quite a curveball.
This was unprecedented throw. But right off the bat, we've got Steve mining, but Bobby Time just harassing Steve with Ivysaur poke.
Yeah, I've definitely played a lot of matches against Steve. Not as many as Steve, but I've practiced against the character a lot. The issue with this character is, you know, his mobility is just very, very, very stiff. So characters like Ivysaur are definitely going to be a little bit of trouble because they just lock down so much space in just like a few moves.
Right off the bat, 100% for Steve.
Yeah, 100% on Steve. Bobby Time looking.
And I do think it's largely in favor of the Ivysaur harass as well, too.
Yeah. You know, Steve is a
king. The crafting table too, but I have not. He breaks the crafting table, but I did not mention if he manages to pick it up. There's the magma block and the lava down special.
That magma block, that up smash, notoriously extremely big hitbox and very, very quick startup. So if you can catch somebody in the minecart or just in a generally like awkward situation above you, that up smash is gonna pay dividends, like going for it. But Bobby Time unfazed.
But he's managed. But Bobby Time is unfazed. Takes the first stock of this game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a minecart catch again, and the up smash, like you said. Just like that, Steve's demonstrating what he is capable of.
Ooh, oh my goodness. This is the interesting thing about Steve. He has so many awkward conversions. So it's like you're not going to expect, oh my goodness, what is this?
The TNT.
Oh my.
The actual Higgins is going on.
What is this? I didn't know Skull Kid has been secretly trading up his Steve in the lab. This is news to me, dude.
This is definitely, I mean, it's news to me as a character because of...
What? I didn't.
He tried
I
to
thought.
speed-
I really thought there
Trying
was
to
going to
skip.
be some punishment for getting hit while making those blocks. You know, and I
Oh
thought he
my
would drop
God.
underneath that.
What is this? He's like building speed bridges in Smash.
He's
Oh, there
literally
goes the combos.
he's literally breaching like a pro. Like
Yeah.
Dream, are you watching?
Oh, that down throw so much damage. Skullcat has all of the momentum on his side. Bobby Time just looks shook right now. All right, there's the Flare Blitz. That's going to be enough.
Ooh.
But, man,
Yeah.
it's looking tight. He's got it. All right, Bobby
This
Time
is
starting to
very,
look a little
very
bit more
tight for
composed.
Bobby Time.
Yeah. Looking a little bit more composed. Throwing Razor Leafs
Uh-oh.
again, be like, all right, you know
There's
what?
the- There's the Razor Leaf harass. And
Yeah.
the up. The minecart. Watch it
Diamond
for the
Sword is
diamond
on
sword.
deck.
Another minecart. He's bridging, he's bridging.
Just building stuff.
Border with the border with the pickaxe doesn't get the flint and steel charge. And then up smash misses. Back throw.
Big deal. Oh,
And
this
another.
is getting
There's
tight.
again he dodges the minecart and lands a forward air and the
Oh,
spike.
Bobby Time with the comeback.
Bobby Time sealing the deal, bringing himself back into it, and bringing the W back home, despite everything that happened to that match.
Against all odds.
Yeah,
Like,
really, against all
legitimate-
odds, exactly.
Like legitimately, this was. He did manage to get the first stock of the game, but then again, of course, Steve being Steve. This was a really tense match. This was a really tense match.
Absolutely, I think all of us were on our toes, but man, you could even tell it in Bobby Time's play. He was just like, I don't know what's going on here. I just got hit by the TNT like twice, and somehow I'm still alive. What's happening here?
And now here we go. Steve. We're no longer seeing Steve for now because
Steve-
Skull Kid has benched Steve in favor of his main Ness.
Yeah, it was great while it lasted, but I'm sure Bobby Time has definitely figured out a couple things about the matchup by now to maybe make it a little bit too
Yep.
too gimmicky for Skull Kid to go for right now when the Nest is right there and ready.
I do think Steve is a very gimmicky character overall. I mean, there's a lot of very tight nuances to his kit, and I do think I do think familiarity is one thing that will help go against the Steve matchup.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like just being knowledgeable on like what he's capable of doing, knowing like, all right, this move is really, really good, but it's only going to hit me if he spaces it in this way or if I'm in this position. Like knowing all that stuff makes it a lot easier to fight him, just because you'll have a better idea of what to expect and you'll be able to prepare for it a little bit better.
The response time on Ivysaur with the minecart, especially later in that first game, was definitely another big factor into how he would be able to take game one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Much of the same thing is going on here in this game too. Meanwhile, between what we've seen with Ness and Skull Kid in the winners finals match.
Yeah. Bobby Time. Wow, down tilt.
We're seeing a lot of the Squirtle, which again I think is part of the similar archetype to Ness with a gameplay kit more sorted towards short hopping your aerials and approaching that way.
Yep, absolutely. A lot of short hop aerials coming in here from Bobby Time, as you would see with Skull Kid and Ness. And
Yep.
this has just so far been the Squirtle show. We've seen Squirtle almost this entire game, and he's been putting in all of the work against Skull Kid here.
Yep.
Very strong lead so far. Ooh, that's so dangerous if you miss that tech. F smash. Oh, so powerful.
Oi, and the forward smash to finish off
Yeah.
Skull Kid's second stock.
Yep, absolutely. Big KO from Bobby Time,
Yep.
putting himself in a prime position to take this game too, actually. Okay. Finally gonna see the character switch to Ivysaur here.
Yep.
Oh no.
Back throw.
Uh-oh, I think my switch
Oi.
went and died. I'm gonna hope that the room stayed up. But in any case,
No, it did not.
And
Dang,
there was a
no.
communication.
So let's keep
Alright.
in mind, let's hit the replay real quick so we can catch up with
Very
both
unfortunate
stock.
right now.
That's what happens when I don't have my Switch charger to be used right now.
Very unfortunate.
Horrible. And you
Top-
said you're in the grad program there.
Look, man, I might be in the grad program for psychology, maybe not for technically for like technology stuff.
All right, so just to keep in mind,
out of a technology
Bobby
major
Time
twice.
had 3 stocks to 1 in that. Just as we get ready to try to see if we can form the lobby
Alright,
back
Matt.
up on that.
All right, Matt, explain how this is going to turn out.
Yeah, Matt. So once again, the set score was 3-1, and I mean, I'd imagine we'll probably try to pick up not the set score. I'm sorry,
Not the set score, the stock
the
count.
stock count. Thank you.
Right.
Was 3-1, so I'd imagine we'll try to pick up there.
Yeah, the set count's still one. It's still one game in favor of Bobby Time.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand by whilst we restore the lobby.
Yeah, I'm gonna check right now to see if one of the 2 players can host, because this is like the last set anyway. So I
That's
mean,
a
if
good
one of
point.
the 2 can host, then I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal.
Oh, and are you basically saying your Switch just died essentially?
Yeah, I've had it in handheld mode.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, because I just didn't have access to my dock right now.
gotcha.
So what would you say were like the percentages right there? About like 110 or so on Bobby Time?
110 on Bobby Time, and it was the beginning of Cookie stock on that one. Skull Kid, I think, was literally like maybe 10% or so.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so
And-
it looks like Bobby Time is going to be able to host the new room.
Cool. And while he
Go
gets
ahead.
that set up, I will take a quick break and we'll check out the student streamer highlight again.
An ARAM, huh? I'm not really a big fan of ARAM, I'm going to say that much. I mean, he's running Vel'Koz right now, which, granted, this is actually a very precarious spot for him. We've just seen him push all the way from his allied Nexus all the way, and they're running down mid. They're just clearing the waves and slowly advancing back to mid, so this is definitely late game.
So it
I've never
looks
been
like
really
we are
into ARAM.
already got a room set to go, so let's go ahead and hop into it.
Yeah, it seems like we're pretty much good to go. Once
They've
Skull Kid hops
set
in the room.
they have to they made it 2 out of 2, so they've got to add one more spot for me to spectate.
Oh,
I know, right?
Bother.
No, it's right on time. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in with us, of course, this week. Be sure to hit the follow button for, of course, all of the things that we're going to continue to do for the rest of the DePaul Gaming League that's going on this fall.
Yes. I don't think any score changes happened between the Wisconsin versus Illinois game that's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Thanks for keeping me updated. I almost forgot, actually.
I'm just have that game. There's a television in the same room I'm in, and I have that and I have my room set up such that I can just glance on it. So,
That's good. Definitely helps to be able to catch up.
I mean, I can never look up these scores on the internet for whatever reason. Because I will try looking up Illinois versus Wisconsin 2020, Illinois versus
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of results for that.
This is what happens when you try to follow college football.
Yeah. It can be pretty tricky to follow sometimes.
And honestly, that's one of the biggest benefits of going to DePaul, because I don't have to pledge loyalty to any specific college football team.
Right.
You do get your
I
choice.
Don't give a crap, and I don't give a crap enough of basketball just to be able to
Oh,
root
to
for the
tune in for
demons
that.
in basketball.
I got you.
I really don't care enough for basketball.
And you know, DePaul's basketball team is actually pretty good, especially our women's basketball team. Pretty historically, like a strong Division I contender.
Nice.
Yep.
Got a new one? Cool, let's do it.
Brilliant. Yeehaw.
New arena. Hopefully, this will be the last one that we need to make tonight.
Yes.
With luck. With luck.
How are you guys how excited are you guys regarding the Crown Tundra that just came out yesterday?
Oh, for Pokemon?
For Pokemon
I did
Sword
actually
and
pick it
Shield.
up. I was playing it a little bit. I was playing it a little bit earlier today. Actually, it's pretty fun. There's a lot of dialogue, but
I am actually kind of liking this story. I actually really am liking how the Crown Tundra is slowly playing off.
Yeah, it's definitely at least putting in a bit of extra lore. You know, no spoilers or anything. I'm not going to say anything about it, but you know,
We'll
there's
keep this chat
definitely
spoiler free. We're gonna just say this much: there is definitely a lot of lore to be explored within the storyline. But yeah, we'll just keep it spoiler free for now.
Yeah, of course.
I usually employ a 1-year grace period for spoilers.
That's generous. I appreciate that. Especially since I tend to be really slow with a lot of games like that, where it's just like, oh man, I can't wait to play this game. I'm sure the story is going to be good. And then I don't play it for like 6 months. So I absolutely opened myself up to the spoilers, but you know, somehow I'm able to avoid them.
I really do not remember the last time I went into a game blindly.
That's fair.
I really don't. I have gotten into a habit of just looking up spoilers for the game really just right off the bat.
So are these guys going to pick up on stock count and percentage?
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to do stock. I think they're going to do percents like roughly the same thing, because I did tell them both like what it was at. Yeah, we're going to see Skull Kid running off because Skull Kid, the stock count was 3-1. So away he goes.
All right. Yep. This is the tedious part.
Gameplay. Oh, there you go. Yeah, use that move. That was good.
Yeah, right. That kept them there. All right, that's good enough.
Neutral start.
Yep. All right, we're back.
Start.
We're back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 2 of the Grand Finals, Bobby Time versus Skull Kid, and in a Nest versus Pokemon Trainer matchup. And so far, once again, we did see largely a Squirtle show for Skull Kid for Bobby Time until this moment.
Yeah. Now we're starting to see the Ivysaur come in.
Squirtle down here spike, and he misses the down.
After all that, we just see Ivysaur down airing Nest again.
After all this time, it just ends up unceremoniously. Quite an unceremonious end to basically just a moment that was just built up with a lot of hype thanks to that disconnect, and then all of a sudden unceremoniously ended with a down air spike and a failed PK Thunder recovery.
Yeah. Definitely one of the more comedic ways this could have gone out. But you know, at the end of the day,
less than 30 seconds, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it was one stock. To be fair.
And they're just going right back at it.
Yeah, Skull Kid said in the Discord chat, he's just said, word for word, run it back. He wants that revenge right here, right now.
Run it down mid.
What's interesting is, you know, the last game, we've seen this like kind of tug of war between stage picks between Pokemon Stadium 2 and Small Battlefield. What's interesting is in Winners Finals, we saw Skull Kid start to take the advantage on Bobby Time's counter pick of Small Battlefield. Now we're seeing kind of the opposite happen, where Bobby Time is just doing super well against Skull Kid on Pokemon Stadium 2, his pick.
Yeah.
Right now, though, Skull Kid's trying to get a lead.
And I do think it's especially important for Bobby Time to establish that counterplay in this set, especially because he is the one that came from the losers bracket. So trying to ensure that he can play to the advantages that Skull Kid had against him in the winners finals is crucially important if he is to take this bracket as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're seeing him largely playing with the Ivysaur harass early on, but there's the back air from Nest, takes the first stock from Bobby Time.
And now we see Bobby Time trying to just play the Charizard game, try to get those try to just fish for those KOs as best as he can.
Yeah.
Ooh, that PK Fire lighting him up. Yeah, Skull Kid really starting to get his footing in this matchup once again. After a little bit of a blunder that was that game 2 in the set.
Yeah, that was a technical blunder on our part. We apologize.
That as well, yeah. I apologize myself for it, but you know, in my defense, I thought the Switch would tell me when it's low on battery instead of just turning
Instead
off.
of just being like, that's it. Da 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 da.
Yeah, that's exactly what
All
it
right,
was like.
Shishi.
They just had it just had like this flashing screen. It was like low battery, then instantly just gone. But in any case, also instantly gone is Skull Kid stock right there, getting incinerated by that Flare Blitz. And this could be Bobby's chance to bring this back into his favor.
Yep.
Ooh, spot dodge.
There's a nice yo-yo.
And then uppers.
Yeah, up there.
Snagged right from the air, snipes him.
Up. Nice.
Bobby Time with all the stage control.
Yep.
It's gonna be big if he could swing the momentum in his favor and get the stock now. This is like a dead even match at that point. He's got to make it happen before he takes a little too much percent from Skull Kid right here.
Uh-huh. This is a very interesting setup that Bobby Time is going for with Charizard against Ness.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the trick here is to kind of like contest with like, because all things considered, Ness's range is a little stubby.
Tail swipe. Nice tail
Tail
swipe.
swipe is, yeah, that tail swipe is intense. It's such a strong move, especially if you're precise with it.
Yep.
This is Bobby's chance to make it happen, but that yo-yo is not how it gets started for him.
Yo-yo.
This is where the
Bobby
damage
Time's in a
starts to
very
rack up.
tense situation right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
This could very easily be a situation where Skull Kid takes this entire set to a reverse sweep.
Yeah, it really could. I mean, we saw Skull Kid lose the first stock or the first match in the last set where they played in
Are
winners.
we gonna? There's the tail swipe right then and there.
What
He does
Bobby
it again. That's impossible.
Bobby shuts us all up right away. 2 back airs and a
He
handshake.
resets the bracket.
You can see it again right here. We see the Ivysaur coming out, and then Bobby's like, you know what? Let's go ahead and give
All
Charizard
right.
a shot.
Give Charizard a shot. He flare blitzes to the side. Ness does manage to shield that tail swipe, but then the third tail swipe right there, sweet spotted, and manages to KO him off to the side. Bobby Time will take set 1, 3-0. This will be a bracket reset.
Yeah, this is it. Back to square one. Both players with 0-0, a grand finals reset. Winner of this set takes the entire tournament. No more bracket resets. No more like, well, they're going into losers finals. This is it. True finals, as they call it, and depending on where you go, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did think I saw on Discord they're going to be headed over to Small Battlefield. So this is again just another episode in the tug of war of stages between Skull Kid and Bobby Time.
Yup. Oh.
Heading on over to Small Battlefield. This is going to be interesting because we've seen Skull Kid pretty much dominate on this stage so far in the set that we've seen them two play. Or in both sets, I guess we've seen them play so far.
Yup.
And right now it is already looking in his favor. 50% on Bobby Time, while Skull Kid is just, oh my gosh, just nailing all this damage up there with the PK Fire. Not even taking a
Juggling
scratch so
stage
far.
advantages.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to see them go on a stage like Battlefield if they wanted to neutralize a matchup.
Right.
Fair.
I can't help but wonder if one of these, if maybe Skull Kid like would end up banning the stage then, because he knows that like, you know, Ivysaur could be such a threat on that stage, or maybe he thinks that Charizard is scary. I don't really know. It could be possible one of the players banned it.
Yeah. A little bit of a hiccup there.
Yeah, Bobby Time down 1 stock right there. Almost fully lapped in percent. Skull Kid almost makes the full roundabout, but Bobby Time is able to fire back with a quick Squirtle combo. Gets the stage control. This could be big. There's the down throw. The trademark Nest setup move at this point.
Yeah.
You see all this aerial pressure coming in from Bobby Time. A Razor Leaf here and there, but mostly it's just empty hops and aerials coming in. Just trying to make sure you keep them away.
It's very much aerial pressure versus aerial pressure for this matchup, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that that looked like a little bit of sus the eye.
Oh, and he misses the down air spike, but doesn't quite get it.
This is a pretty precarious situation for both players. Stocks right here. Ooh, that yo-yo. It's going to hurt. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, and the yo-yo. The yo-yo over the edge.
Yeah. Great play from Skull Kid. And, oh, this is going to be so much damage if he keeps it up.
Yep.
All right, there's the PK Fire, the neutral air. Keeps the damage up and running. Oh, the Bullet Seed. A pretty rare option coming from Ivysaur, but it has its uses.
Bullet Seed, though, that's kind of it is very a niche move because, of course, it's basically just rapid fire chip damage on the upward that goes upward instead of forward like most other characters' neutral specials.
Right, yeah.
It's not like it's really not like Fox's. Like Fox's laser is basically simple to understand. It's Bullet Seed, very niche, has to be up there. Bobby Time off the stage right now, and doesn't get he misses his last jump. I don't think he had any more jumps at that point.
No, he had no more jumps. I think he was worried that he was going to have to tech the stage spike there, but that doesn't end up happening, and he just air dodges away. But Skullkid taking it with a commanding lead to start off the set.
Skullkid taking game one, 172% with 3 stocks still remaining.
Mm-hmm. It's looking tight.
Yeah, this is really tight.
You can see right here, Bobby Time just doing desperately everything he can to get that stock, but it just ends up falling flat. Quite
and
literally.
Again, the persistent Nest yo-yo hitbox.
Yep. Definitely one of the trademarks of Nest play in like Smash Ultimate. Just being able to get your opponent off stage and get them in a situation where they're going to get hit by that constantly active yo-yo hitbox that has just plagued so many different characters in their recovery moves.
Very angry face.
Yeah, depending on who you might ask. They might not be a big fan of it, but I guarantee you there's at least one fan of that setup in this match right now, and it is Skull Kid for sure.
Yep. Diplex.
So the stage pick here is going to be interesting. Because, you know, the stage pick here is going to be interesting because Spawn Battlefield didn't really work too well for Bobby, obviously. And Pokemon Stadium 2 hasn't gone super hot either, so it makes you wonder where he's gonna go try and go this time around.
Regular Battlefield.
It's gonna be Battlefield, medium Battlefield, if you will.
Right.
Regular Battlefield.
Medium. That's a good one.
I mean, we have big Battlefield, we have small Battlefield. This is just, you know, it's in the middle. It's medium Battlefield.
I definitely I mean, this is the first time I guess tonight that we've seen a triplats in this tournament right now, and honestly, I do think that the third platform can inhibit the performance of some setups that we have seen in tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with a character like Squirtle, whose combos are great with extending on like the lower platforms right here, but as far as the higher platforms go, there's not a ton that he could really do off of it. Ivysaur definitely has a couple of tricks, as we might be able to see right here, but Squirtle for sure, and a little bit of a Charizard, not quite as much.
A lot of these sets that we've been seeing can use that third platform. It can use that third platform to break the combo. And if the enemy, the receiving player, does end up teching that third combo, that third high platform, it is definitely a big combo breaker. And depending on where in the combo it is, it can be an easy punish that could follow through.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing that's underrated here is, that up throw from Charizard. I totally forgot about that earlier. That is a huge buff to Charizard right there, is being able to get that up throw a little bit higher up and be able to net the KO on that throw like just a little bit earlier, enough to make the difference in a matchup that could be as tooth and nail and as close as these right here.
Yeah, these players are very, very... They make this matchup very tooth and nail.
Yeah. Right now, Bobby's just riding the momentum of Charizard, just constantly throwing Skull Kid back off stage with everything he can.
They misses the grab.
That back
Bobby
throw,
Time misses
though.
the grab, and Ness retaliates.
Yeah, a grab of his own gets the stock right there. That back throw, such a strong throw in the game. I think second only to Incineroar.
Yup.
And now this is oh my goodness, what happened? I think he just ricocheted.
What has
off
happened
the
there?
stage. I think he just ricocheted off the stage with that side via Squirtle, like in turtle shell mode,
Yep.
and he lost his stock that way. So an unfortunate way to go, but you know, it's not all that far out of his reach. You know, he can get a KO
Don't
really
go out
quickly
like
right
this,
here.
Bobby Time. Come on.
Yeah, not like this.
You don't want to
Bobby.
go out. You don't want to go out like this, Bobby.
Oh my goodness, Skull Kid is just capitalizing it on
Oh
this
my
point.
goodness.
81%.
This is a very precarious spot. Almost gets punished from the landing.
Bobby Time was like a little bit too slow there on the reaction, realizing, oh wait, I can punish this. Yeah, he's just gonna peace out.
Yeah. Just gonna... All right.
All right, well, we had Bobby Time up 3-0 in the last set. Now Skull Kid is up 2-0. Right
Will
here.
we get a clean sweep from Skull Kid?
Will we? That'd be really interesting, considering how the last set went. So
got
we're
clean
really going to
swept.
see.
He got clean swept by Bobby Time in the last set, but of course that was a bracket reset.
Yeah.
Can we see a clean sweep from Skull Kid in this third set, or will we see the reverse sweep come from Bobby Time?
It really could go either way. That's the hardest thing, is we can't predict what's going to happen because it's just gone. It's been in both extremes super heavily. So
And right now, of course,
Can't
this
tell.
matchup does seem to be trading stage advantage for each other. We have
Yeah.
seen this go. We have seen this go both ways too.
Yep, absolutely. Looks like we're going to be going to Pokemon.
Going back to
Stadium.
Pokemon Stadium 2. We are going back to Pokemon Stadium 2 this time around. So, again, I would like to see though that what Bobby Time needs to be doing is to be able to just ensure that his Squirtle game is really most of the strong suit that we have seen in this matchup. So I would like to see Bobby Time capitalize more on that in order to be able to take this to a game 5 or even a full reverse sweep.
Yeah. Bobby really needs to just like clock himself in and just stay in, just get himself into gear and then just stay there. Which so far it looks like he's got a good start
There's
on.
a knockback from his water gun.
Yeah, setting
No
up for a
damage,
lot
but
of weird
significantly
situations.
but significantly high walk back. Doesn't really quite get the up smash. Nice shield on PK Fire. There's a very
Smack
brilliant
out.
number of edge guard RPs that Squirtle can employ right here. And honestly, yeah, the PK Fire zoning that Skull Kid is employing right here, it's definitely one good thing that's keeping Bobby Time from approaching very tight to be able to land the aerial combos that he so relies on.
Yeah, absolutely, because if he lands at the wrong place at the wrong time, he can get snagged by just like Skull Kid dashing back and then just throwing a PK Fire at him to punish him. And as we've seen time and time again, that's just so much damage when combined with his other moves.
He switches to Ivysaur this time around. I do think that this is definitely at this point. He is at high percentage right now, Skull Kid is, and to be able to convert one stock with the harass.
Yeah, it's looking
There's
tight
the-
right here. Oh,
There.
a neutral air KO from Ivysaur. Not something you see every day. Ooh, oh man,
Yep.
and this is just where it gets tricky. Those strings from Squirtle. Just gonna do it?
There's a stock. Not gonna quite trade,
He just
but,
pieces out.
but he just pieces out anyway. I do think that he was kind of intentional to
I don't know. I feel like it might have been a misinput, but I guess
Yeah, I could imagine that being a misinput because there's no advantage to him piecing out right there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
yeah, not necessarily.
Unless
in any case,
I could be, but I'm not a pro at this, so there could be something that I don't know
Right.
about.
yeah, some third eye level of thinking ahead.
He's
But
like,
so
I
far,
won't
if that
let
is
him
the
build
case, we
more
haven't quite-
confidence.
So far it's not playing too well.
No,
Yeah, so far it doesn't seem to be working.
Doesn't seem to be working too because Ness is harassing Pokemon Trainer really well.
There's a neutral arrow to get the stage control for Bobby. Snags the.
Woo!
There's the down air.
Perfectly
Down air
executed edge guard.
And just like that, we do see another conversion.
Yeah, Bobby Time's starting to show that, you know, he's not out of it quite yet.
Bobby Time regaining the initiative right there. There's a forward. There's the yo-yos right there coming out from Ness. Switches to Charizard. Bulkiness will definitely help mitigate that knockback.
Absolutely. Big
But
throw.
There's a back throw. Relatively equal. This Scott could go any way. Will we see Bobby Time take a game off of Skull Kid in this set?
Or will we see Skull Kid just wrap up the tournament right here? This is it. This stock determines it all.
Yes.
For the most part. You know, if Bobby wins, we still got more games to play.
Uh-oh.
The pressure is on.
Up.
Starting to play quickly. Starting to think fast.
Oi.
Oh.
There's an air dodge back up stage. Knocked back with Water Gun. Switches to Ivysaur.
Great fishing out with the
Oh,
landing. Catches
bother.
both. Oh my goodness.
The PK Thunder
way.
kill. No way.
What a setup.
What just happened?
I can't even begin.
I cannot fathom
Let's
what just
catch the
happened there.
instant replay for some transparency.
Legit, let's just
Please,
legit,
please.
let's just happen. Legit,
All
let's
right.
just take a look at that again.
Yeah, let's see this
The
again.
air
because
dodge is back on the stage, but then right at that moment, he switches to Ivysaur, but then gets caught in the Skull Kid's juggle, throws the PK Thunder, tries to poke at it, but then he wraps around under the platform and then launches himself toward Ivysaur to take him off of the stage. Skull Kid will take this tournament.
Wow, what an excellent setup. Just riding every single hint of the momentum that Skull Kid had riding into there. The two up airs, just reading the situation, be like, you know what? If I get this PK Thunder right here, that's the tournament. So he goes for it. He gets the read. That coverage on it was insane too. It was like the last couple of frames of that PK Fire being active. He jolts it right into himself. Tackle Bobby Time, takes the tournament.
That was
What a play.
impressive too. What a play from Skull Kid.
No, it's really good stuff, and let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket, see how everything kind of turned out.
Of course.
So, you guys just got done watching a thrilling Skull Kid sending Bobby Time down into losers. Skull Kid then dropping 3-0 to Bobby, and then reversing it at the end with the 3-0 victory of his own right there. And, no, I mean, really exciting tournament, man. Had a lot of fun watching it. Once again, just as a reminder to everybody, be sure to tap into all of the social medias attached here at DePaul's Esports, especially for the remainder of the gaming league, and give my commentators a chance to sign off real quick.
It's really, really brilliant too. I just want to say before we pack up, it was really, really brilliant. We go from game 4 for one thing for winners finals, but then this grand final set, we just go from one clean sweep one way to a clean sweep the other way. I think that was one of the most brilliant parts of the entire lineup, irrespective of the fact that we just saw a brilliant PK Thunder finish to end the tournament.
Yeah, very symbolic for everything. I gotta agree. But in any case,
it just goes all the way around.
Yeah, quite literally went all the way around. In any case, everybody, this has been a blast to watch everybody compete. I hope everybody's enjoyed watching this. As usual, I'm Matt. I will see you all next time whenever we host the Smash Brothers tournament. If anybody is interested,
I'm Michael G, otherwise known as ECT. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we will see. And I guess we'll be seeing you around next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks everybody for tuning in. See you around.
Yes.
Good deal, guys. Signing out for the night.
Bye.
Woo!